What's up, Charles?
Hey, man, what's going on? It's good to see you. Just hanging out. You seen Dennis?
Oh, where the hell he is?
Waiting. Always waiting on Dennis.
Hey, did anybody see my shoes? I can't find them anywhere. Yeah, right here, buddy. These
Dude, I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
Put your headphones on, boys.
I gotta put my headphones on.
Yeah. Last time I did this,
Oh
you
You gotta do it the real way.
See, it's scary for me because I'm deaf
can
in this
hear.
ear.
Because of what? Because you're what?
Deaf in this ear.
So what's wrong? You can't hear in the other. You can hear in the
it's-
other one though.
No, now I can hear.
You got to put the mic closer to your face.
How's my hair look?
How about that?
There you go. See.
Volume was
If you hear
turned
the
down, so I
bounce, if
can-
you hear the bounce, you're too far away. But if you
Bouncy.
don't hear the bounce, you're good.
Bouncy bounce.
You hear the bounce in the background? That like metal sound, whatever. You sound like an echo.
Yeah.
If you don't hear
Bounce.
that, yeah. If you don't hear the echo, you're
Sure.
good.
If you don't hear the echo. Okay.
That's
Just
a general rule.
speak close into the mic, pretty much.
Right.
Am I supposed to drink straight Tito's?
Bottle opener, but.
It's nice.
Well, you want a mixer? Oh,
I said it was 10 a.m. I didn't mean like.
What are you, a rookie?
I'm not an
I
alcoholic.
got pineapple juice. You want pineapple juice?
Oh, baby, come on.
Hold
Get a little heartburn going.
It's over there in the
As you hand me
Yeah.
a bottle of
You might have to shake it up.
Smells like breakfast.
Break fast.
Break fast.
Right.
I know.
Yeah.
My
You're on the show.
my dad invited me over to break fast. Rosh Hashanah in 2 weeks.
Oh, really? Is that it? That's all of it?
I started laughing at him.
It's
I'm like,
gone.
Dad, we've never done this. What is this? But his new girlfriend's Jewish, so now
Oh, is that
he
it?
wants to look good in front of her.
He wants to show face?
He wants to show face.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, well,
I'm like, sure.
It's all right.
We'll break the fast.
If
2
that- if
weeks
that
after
helps
the
him out,
actual holiday.
yeah, if that helps him out, then.
I'm like, Dad, you know all your grandkids are baptized, right?
Is this really your first time on the podcast?
Except for
Got
with
clubs
with
soda.
except with
What's
you,
that?
Jen
Timmy
said
There's no
that.
Johnson.
pineapple juice
Really?
in
Said that was like clumpy and
They
Oh,
talk
was
about.
it?
They talk.
Sorry, you got club soda. There's no pineapple juice.
You really got my hopes up.
Well, I mean,
But
we
you,
haven't.
you drink pineapple juice.
I drink
I noticed.
Tito's and pineapple, but
Yeah,
all we've
Tito's and
had
pine-
lately, is Pilar in here, which we love.
Tito's and pineapple.
Because every time you're at the house, you're like, you have any juice?
I think last time.
Pineapple juice.
I love Tito's and pineapple. I
know
really
you
do.
do.
It's
It's a
my jam.
lot of acidity.
Yeah, it is a lot of
You
acidity.
should grow
It's
like
better
a
than
pineapple
soda, though.
plant outside your house or something.
Well, the kids are starting to put a garden out there. So, yeah. All right. So, Pilar. Hello, Pilar.
Throw some weed in there. Daddy, what's this?
So So the first time I drank Papa's Pilar on the podcast was with George Pavaromo, and he'll be coming back on the podcast here soon.
So is this like your job? You wake up,
I wasn't listen.
pour some Pilar.
Like most of the best stories in the world out there, I didn't plan on drinking today. They all start out that way, right?
I was watching your podcast last night, doing my homework on the way up.
Yeah.
I knew we were drinking today.
Your homework. Yeah, you knew we were. Yeah, see, you wanted to drink today, and you just needed me to give you an excuse to do so.
That's funny. We had a new client in here earlier this week, and we showed her the podcast room, and she's like, "Wow, Dennis, when do you find time to do this?" I'm rolling my eyes. I'm like, "Yeah, when do you find time to do this?"
Every Tuesday morning. Every Tuesday morning.
That's a
it.
gig every Tuesday.
Listen,
So for 50 Tuesdays, you've been doing it.
If you look at the
50,
Wahoo painting
56.
that he's been doing out there for a few months, one of the Wahoo's missing. Somebody caught it. There's only 2 on there now. He's got to finish it before all the fish disappear.
He's just roasting you.
this is how it
He's
goes.
been on you
This is how it
today.
goes. This is how it goes. He just does nothing but make fun of me.
Good. That's how this podcast is going to go. You didn't know what we were going to talk about. We're just going to fry you all day long.
I'm good. I'm good with
You're
that.
always talking to people. We're going to talk to you today.
That's fine. Go ahead. Bring the noise. I'm good. So, how the hell am I going to introduce you guys? So,
Mr. Tekéze and Tekéze Jr.
Dude, then people are going to think I'm really old. I got a son with facial. Well, actually, my oldest son does have facial hair, but
Adopted son.
adopted son.
all right. So today we're with Captain Charles Max Hertel.
Yeah, baby.
What's with the Max thing? Is you prefer that?
When I came out the womb, my dad made that my middle name. So I figured it'd be a great middle name to go by. Charles Max Hertel. It's a full name.
It is. But I mean, do you prefer like everyone to say your full name every time that you get introduced?
I don't really care. Most clients are always like, "What do you want to be called?" And I'm like, "Well, my name is Charles, so that's a good place to start. But you can call me whatever."
All right, cool. As
It
long
works.
Right,
The syllables, the one syllable.
I just
Back.
put it this way: it's my full name. I've always wanted to be known for my full name. No mistaken.
All right. So we'll try to make your full name famous then. Charles Max Hertel, Captain Charles Max Hertel.
Yeah, Captain. Don't forget
Right.
that part.
Of the Tekéze Charters, a connected by water fleet.
Yeah, baby.
Right. And this guy is all right, co-owner of the Connected by Water studio with us today. Co-owner Harris Katz, my friend and business partner, has finally joined us on the podcast today. So welcome.
Better get paid for it too.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Paid. So we're drinking some Papa's Pilar, and he opted for the Tito's.
Sorry, Papa.
Like I said, I wasn't planning on drinking today. John, you want anything?
I'm good.
Yeah, he's like, you guys are on your own. So
too
John
early
just
for
got
me.
back from Biloxi.
Yeah. Yep.
How was it?
It was a good trip. Good
Yeah?
fishing. We didn't get the big fish that I thought we would get. It's a little early, but
Right.
biggest fish of the tournament was 50.6 pounds.
It's a good
It was-
smoker.
Yeah. There were a bunch of 40s caught during the tournament, but it was a good turnout.
Yeah, nice.
A lot of money paid out.
A lot of money, good.
Yep.
And we're gonna say our prayers this week for the
Yeah.
people of Biloxi,
Those
right?
poor
Because
people.
they're staring at a storm right now.
What
so-
tournament were you fishing?
The Meat Mayhem,
Okay.
the Biloxi tournament up there. So
Yep.
yeah. So cheers to you, even though you don't hold a cup, and cheers.
Cheers.
To whatever. So
He's working.
A lot of cheers early. I like it.
Ooh. I slept like crap last night.
I did too. I was just so excited to see you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly why I slept like crap too. I was
I
excited
figured
to see you.
my face just imprinted in your dreams.
I was,
So,
up, I was up late last night.
Were you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Son calls me 1:30 in the morning, starts talking to me and my wife in
Junior?
bed. Yeah, and he just started UCF, and he's talking to us, and he's like, "Oh, Dad, I'm surprised you're up." I'm like, "Not up, but we're talking to you. When are you gonna shut up so we can go to sleep?" Like 1:30 in the morning, Daddy's gonna be tired in the morning.
Yeah.
Those kids, they stay up till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Sleep till 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the
3
afternoon.
o'clock, go to class, go to the gym. It's nice.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously, if for those in the crowd that don't know, you're a huge UFC. You're alum. You're a supporter.
What'd you say?
He said it.
Or
He
you-
said
you
it.
say
you say UFC?
I say that all the time.
This
UCF.
partnership's over.
UCF.
We're done, dude.
Stop
It's
it.
gonna be
done.
UFC in this room if you don't get it
UCF.
right.
We're
All right,
done.
there you go.
Who do you root for?
Stop. UCF.
They
I'm
played a
trying
good
to. I'm
game
trying
yesterday.
to. I'm
told you
trying
we
to
were
give you
gonna
some
fire.
love over here.
Some
right?
people
So
you
I had-
depend on, and they come
my
out with
God.
UFC.
Get him.
Oh my
Get him,
God.
Harris. Get him.
we got all your crap on the table. All right. I leave
Oh,
it
now-
out there.
now it's
all right?
crap.
You
You know,
and if anyone ever noticed, because I've always asked the question, so I'll answer for everybody. Those are Dennis's shoes. He actually has very small feet. It's a talent great artists have. They have small feet.
Yeah. Thanks, Bigfoot. All right. So anyway, this crash and burn podcast is on
Keep
its
on
way.
going, baby.
So
You better tread real lightly.
anyway, so you got your son up there now at UCF, right?
Yes,
and
sir.
So that's what you're talking about.
Charge on.
So and you are also UCF alumni.
Yes,
right?
sir.
And you were what, head of the fishing club or
Yeah, president of
something?
fishing club for a
Tell me a
year.
little bit about that.
The UCF Real Nights was definitely like a big landmark for my college career. I mean, it was an organization. It was just about honestly getting together and getting you with people that had mutual likes, fishing. And it was a big part in my college career, which is why I'm trying to get, Junior to join. And really, I mean, they always say,
Is he going to join?
hell, you better
You
join.
better join.
Yeah, right.
Make sure of that. I sent him the president's phone number and everything to
I
get
know.
him
I
on.
think he's intimidated because it's a woman. He's shy.
And she's kind of hot.
Oh, there you go.
Really?
Now you better
Yeah.
call her.
What's her
Maybe.
name? Let's call her out.
She knows. She probably listened to this.
She have big feet.
Little feet like you. So
You know the story behind those shoes?
I just
no,
told
no.
everybody the story. They're
the
your
story.
shoes.
bring it
not
on,
the
baby.
story.
What's the story behind the shoes?
Oh, my son was born premature, 2 months old. Right, so it took him a long time to be able to.
See
fit
how
in-
you
fit
just
in the
180
shoes.
Build the
it? You
feet.
180 it.
Right, and that's it. And it took so.
He was really. He had to bring it
This
back
was
to the
his
shoes.
first. This was his first pair of shoes. It was a big moment for me. Like when he finally was able to wear shoes, it was a big deal. So I always have those up there, That's kind of like a humbling reminder.
Why do you always have this up here?
That
put it there.
was put in there. That was put there. The UCF totem pole was put there by accident.
We wrote that in our
With
partnership
some old man,
agreement.
that old man put it up there.
That was the fine print.
That was fine print.
UCF will be everywhere. Big UCF guy. And
I'm
that's
a
kind of
fan.
how we got
I'm
started.
a fan. I like him. You know, you guys think I'm like anti UCF, but I'm not. You know, whatever. I don't know.
My dad calls it UFC too.
Like you'd never find a UF Gator totem pole on this table.
Hell
No
No,
way.
I'd take that
Better
shit
not.
off.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about this at length on the show. I mean, he's a Hurricane fan. I really don't have anything against Hurricanes, to be honest with
You know what I love about UCF is when I first started my career as a fishing guide, people go like, "Where'd you go to school at?" And I'd be like, "UCF." And the look in their face, I'd be like, Orlando, University of Central Florida Knights, and like, "Oh yeah." Well, 2 years later, they go, "Where'd you go to school at?" And I'm like, "UCF." They go, "Oh, you guys have a great football program." I'm like, "Yeah,
You do have a
baby."
great football program.
Absolutely. We're like on the map now, and I love it. Because at first nobody knew what I was talking about. I'm like Central Florida, and like
Well, isn't that the
fun.
most attended school? What's the stat on that?
64,500 as of 2000 when I graduated in 17. I'm sure it's only grown since then.
Yeah.
Or does it have the most attendance in the country or the
Nation.
state or nation?
I think so, right?
What's the stat on it? You knew that stat, didn't you?
I didn't know that stat. I know it's a 7-to-1 women to male ratio.
Now that's a good stat to know.
I think it was.
I've been begging my wife for one
It
semester
was
back.
Casto
That's all I
told us
want.
that. I think it was. I
Oh,
think
one
Casto said
semester
that.
back. I don't think those kids know how good they have it.
They have it
like
pretty
junior
good.
just going in there. Every time I drive back for like a football game or go back to Orlando, I'm thinking, man, I wish I was back in school. Just 1 week. 1 week back in school. Because once you graduate college, it's real world. It's game on.
Yeah, college is good times, man. I mean,
Like he said, stay up till 3, 4, hit the gym, go to class, eat some food.
mm-hmm.
What bar are we going to tonight? That's about it.
Yep.
I was
pretty much.
told I was told yesterday they only have 3,000 kids on campus right now,
Wow.
Wow.
which was very surprising to me.
3,000
That's it.
out of a total 64,000.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Man, parking must be very easy
Yeah.
to find right now.
Exactly.
They still charging you? Probably not charging for parking.
They had parking
Yeah.
permits.
You
They are
charge for
still?
everything. Come on.
They'll hit you. I got so many parking tickets while I was at UCF. It was unbelievable. Even when I wasn't at UCF, I, was still
I see
getting
that
them.
as a high possibility. You've gotten a lot of parking tickets.
Yeah, lots of them. I got a hang tag. You got to remember to put that thing up.
Yeah? Sounds complicated.
It is.
So tell me about fishing in Islamorada.
Fishing on Let's
So
go back-
you were born there,
Let's go
right?
back. Let's
Were
go
you
back to
born there?
UCF.
Were
Yes,
you born
I was born in the Florida Bay of Islamorada, right there in the water.
Were you really?
No, I was born in Miami. Put it this way: back when I was born, I'm
Just
20.
a side note for people listening. Charles is very much a smartass. So
And I like to
so
talk, but
buckle up.
I'm trying to listen today. Yeah, this podcast might be the longest podcast in Dennis' history, and Harris thinks he's getting out here early, which he's not. He's not
No,
going
we're not gonna
anywhere.
let him. We're not
We
letting
got a
him
whole
leave.
bottle of Pilar, and we're
we
not
trapped
going
him in
anywhere.
here. We suckered him into doing 5 minutes of a podcast, and he's just
We're already
like,
losing him over here. We're
That's
losing
it.
him. We need a bucket for phones on the table.
yeah.
That should be like a new connected by water protocol. All phones in the bucket. So
So you were born underwater in Florida Bay. Go ahead.
I want to get back to the UCF thing, but because that's really how our relationship
yeah.
started. No, whoa. Let's go back to
You roll with it. Go.
All right. To answer if I was born in Islamorada, no, nobody's born in Islamorada. Key West is the closest hospital, and it's 2 hours away from Islamorada, and Miami's 2 hours away from Islamorada. If you want to get born in Key West and something bad happens, they fly to Miami. So might as well go to Miami. Now, my brother's a true conch. He was born.
So because you came into this world in Miami, you're not technically a conch. Is that
You're
how
not
that goes?
technically a conch, but in these day and age, I think if you're raised in Islamorada, I mean, that is like
Is your first
existence.
address an Islamorada address?
Yes.
Well, what the hell?
I mean, you come out the womb, and 2 days later you're
Come
in
on.
Islamorada. I would like to think I'm a conch,
But
but people that are born in Key West would argue that any day, because that's a cool thing to be a conch.
I
or
don't know. I think you
whatnot.
kind of have to be born in the Keys.
I think you do too. So
Right.
I don't go around calling myself a conch, but I'm definitely from Islamorada, born and raised, went to school
They take
down
that
there.
shit seriously, don't they?
Oh yeah, you ain't cool unless you're born in Key West.
Right.
But yeah, I pretty much spent my
What
whole.
about anglers? They don't deliver babies there.
I wouldn't get born there.
I
Miami,
wouldn't get
a lot of kids and
You're gonna give me the option. I'm not gonna get born there.
a lot of kids that grew up in the Keys were born in Miami. My brother was born in Key West though, so he is a true conch. But
What's your brother's name?
Andrew?
Does he like to be called by his full name?
I call him, yeah,
What's his middle name?
George, my dad's name.
So is he a captain as well?
No. He's currently lives in South Carolina. He's always been in the service industry. Likes fishing. I try to get him into fishing. He's just never been, all into it like I was.
But he's a
Okay.
conch.
But he is a conch.
He's a conch.
Yeah, and you think it'd be opposite. I'd be the conch because I'm like all about fishing.
You're a cock.
At least I think I am. But yeah, born, pretty much spent my whole life in Alamorado. I tell everybody the only time I spent away from Alamorado was when I was in college. And as soon as I graduated, I came right back. I mean, like, how do you move away from a place like that?
Yeah, well, that was like me here. The only time I was really away from South Florida is when I went to Ringling in Sarasota.
And you got to get out for a little
Yeah.
while, go, see the world and, make new relationships and, get opportunities. But I saw my best opportunity in
Orlando's
Alamorado.
really seeing the world, but unless you go to Epcot.
64,500 kids. I saw a lot of world, put it
Yeah?
that way.
All right.
Yeah. It was definitely an experience and created some relationships. And back to this falls right into the UCF question. I mean,
segue me.
yeah, exactly. That was really nice, Dennis. You're pretty good at this.
Mm-hmm.
The only time I spent was in UCF and, definitely got some opportunity and, newfound relationships. And they say college is where you find your people. And I definitely am a believer in that. And that goes back to the UCF Fishing Club. And some of my best friends to this day were made in the UCF Fishing Club. And I still talk to them. I fish tournaments with them. They were just down last weekend. They're, locally in Palm Beach. They're all over. And we talk a lot, and those are where my real friends came from. And that's why I think the fishing club was such a big deal and why it's a small 64,000 kids and you got 200 members. But those 200 members, if you grab 10 of your best friends for life out of there, is worth every single second. And I was able to run it for a year after the old guys graduated. I was able to be president for a year. And that was, a great learning aspect, as well as it really blossomed or developed me into what I was going to do afterwards. It kind of showed me the business side of fishing and got me, how to talk to sponsors and the whole networking side. And a lot of people don't realize what it is. A lot of people think like it's hashtags.
That's
and
kind of why I wanted to bring
tag
it up,
them.
because I think it's kind of interesting to talk about, because with the whole COVID thing and the whole everyone going back to college, some people going back to college, some not, some doing it remotely. Like, it's kind of interesting to bring up all the things that college can do, all the ways to get involved other than just drinking and partying. You know what I mean?
You gotta
Some-
go to
some of-
college.
Some of the things that, in ways it can benefit you, just being
Look at
there
this
versus doing
relationship.
it remotely. Right.
This is all through college. UCF Fishing Club.
Well, he doesn't ever stop talking about UCF.
It's an amazing experience, and
Yeah.
it's a great way to live, and it will shape you into the man you're going to be and the businessman you're going to be and the person you're going to be afterwards. I mean, college is a necessity. Even if you don't do anything with your degree, just stay in college as long as you possibly can, because, I mean, you're going to meet the people that will change your life.
It's expensive, though.
It is expensive, but
Pell Grants.
government, I was going to say,
Grants.
there is
Pell Grants.
so many ways to go through school. My girlfriend, I mean, there's ways to do it easily, grants and loans and
Hard work.
yada, yada, yada. I mean, I was working the night shift at UPS, graveyard, straight up, no sleep at night, terrible schedule, but I got through it all. I mean, I made it happen, and it was worth it. Not working until 4 a.m., but
I have a funny story about a friend of mine who worked at UPS during college, and
what a terrible job.
I'm not gonna say his name, because he comes home and he goes, "You'll never guess what I found at work today." We're all like there hanging out in like my buddy's house. I'm not gonna drop one name, and then we're like, "What'd
Matt.
you find?" No.
Chris.
He lifts up his shirt, and there's like, boom, like a pound of weed.
Yeah,
Right on the table.
yeah.
And we're like,
Seth.
what? And he moved an envelope and it fell right out.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, at that point, he's like staring at it on the floor, like he had to make a decision right then and there. It's like, and he put it in his pants.
Wow.
You would
Yeah.
load so much weed when I was working. I started as a loader packing trucks, and you
Yeah.
would load so much weed in a shift. I mean, but the thing is like, because you're moving so quickly, scanning and building walls and, packing and packing and packing, that you don't ever figure out which box it is, but you'll load a box, and then you'll just get the smell of your life. And you're
Really?
and you're like, but you've been moving so quickly, you don't know, you don't realize which box it was,
Okay.
But I mean, it'd hit you like 2 times every shift for 5 days straight.
Really?
Oh yeah, one time we went to go. They're called e-regs, which is an irregular object, like a really big package. It was a giant rug, and it was all rolled up, and it smelled throughout the entire hub.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, who knows what was in there and how much was in there.
There's a carpet?
And
So maybe it's just one big fat joint?
it was one giant. Yeah, it was a carpet rolled up. Yeah, it was a carpet rolled up like a big carpet, and I mean, it was probably stuffed. And
Butane lighter.
the whole hub is just the productive.
Yeah, man.
The productivity just decreases significantly
with
at
the
UPS. Yeah. I was a manager at that point, and it was just so obvious. I called my supervisor over. I'm like, man, this thing is just stuffed with weed. I was like, what do we do? He's like, not our problem. He's like, scan it and load it.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm sure
They
that's
just-
how it went.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, they probably pulled it back out afterwards.
That's what I heard too. A buddy of mine works at Home Depot. It's like if someone steals something, they just kind of like let them walk out because they don't want the lawsuit for any kind
That's
of
a lot of work.
Like, you know, oh, you grabbed my arm and scratched it, I'm going to sue you. Like Home Depot's just like, let them go, just call the police.
Yeah, it's like if you're trying to sue Publix, they just pay you. They don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
They'll literally settle out at anything.
Really? Is that true, John? John used to work
Yeah.
at Publix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they'd have people on fucking video going down the water aisle, opening up one of the like 2.5 gallons, circling back around and slipping in the shit.
And they'll pay
just,
you.
They just settle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They don't want to deal with it. Same
all
with
good to
Bass
know.
Pro Shop. Any big corporate companies, whatever you want, they'll just settle it. They don't really care.
Although, like, this podcast is probably going to be used against me in any sort of scheme that
Well, I
may
wanted to
plan
talk
in the
about when I
future.
slipped when I walked into that door and fell.
You want to talk about that?
Yeah,
How you got connected by water? we got a new slogan in our company now. You know, their new slogan is
That's how you get disconnected by water.
"It's a fluid situation." That's what we're saying.
It's
It's a fluid situation. That's what we keep saying around here. So is it weird like having a kid like going to college now?
It's great. I'm kind of living through him. You know, he's a
Like a vicarious thing.
he's a namesake, Harris. He's been on the UCF field since he's 2 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, he knew he had to go there. Actually, I told him I back him anywhere he wants to go, except University of Stupid Fucks, USF.
Right.
If he
Right.
went there, he was disowned, and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, Florida State, Miami, you know, kind of your friends till we beat you.
Right.
But USF, we really can't stand them,
Yeah.
you know.
a lot of
So,
rivalry.
The
But-
Bulls.
but it's great. It's great having a kid in college.
Yeah.
And UCF, nonetheless.
And
Is
UCF
he liking
now.
it? Is
He's
Takes some
making it.
adjusting,
I'm
huh?
proud of him. He's going through everything's a little different there, trying to give him the college experience, what it is today.
yeah.
You know, fraternity rush is virtual. Like I said, there's only 3,000 kids on campus.
That's insane.
It's tough, but you know, he's away from home, so
Yeah.
he's digging that, and he's learning some responsibility, getting mature about it, and you know, I wouldn't come home either. I mean, shit. We have a house half hour from there. He's got a boat up there. He's you know, classes aren't bad, he said, but it's
Yeah.
all virtual.
Right.
So
He's just
making the
got to
most
make
of
sure
it.
he shows up to class. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
I feel
Hopefully
like-
football season starting, gets
Right.
things going a little bit. So
I feel like a lot of kids come home that first year a lot, you know. But then once you start to make your friends and, you know, put your roots into Orlando, you'll start staying like towards sophomore, junior, senior year. But I feel like all kids in college seems to be like a going trend that freshman year they want to come home a lot. you
Yeah,
know,
the
like-
first year's tough. You still got ties here. You still got a bunch of friends here that maybe
Friends
didn't
and-
go to college, and you
he
want to come
hasn't
back
been
and
home.
see them. Or
You don't want to come home.
he's got his girlfriend up there, right?
He's got his
That's
girlfriend.
why-
up
Yeah,
there, too. Yeah,
that's
true.
a
Yeah.
big caveat to the whole.
If she wasn't there, he'd be home like every weekend.
Maybe we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, it's got to be weird, man, with all that. Like, I didn't even think of that. Like rushing for.
That's a
fraternity
total
and
different
all that.
world.
Yeah.
I feel bad for him.
Like that's like your first year of college and going through this crap.
I think they just announced a couple.
November's coming though, so it'll all be over soon.
It'll all be over on November
Yeah.
for sure. And I think they just announced that they opened up bars in Orlando at 50%. A couple
Yeah,
days
he
ago.
told me that,
or It's
Yep.
they're gonna do
Here
it.
too,
Or,
bars are opening up again,
yeah,
which is a good thing.
I think if we get to that, well, what's the 2-week mark after Labor Day would be like this week, coming weekend. So if we get past that, like when you won't have a spike, I think things are going to start looking a lot more positive, even for opening up schools and all that.
yeah, all it's
Just
gonna
regular-
take those
regular.
like one spike and they're gonna shut it all down again.
Yeah, but this is it. You get through the Labor Day, you know what I mean? Because they tried to blame it on Memorial Day last time and 4th of July or whatever that was, and it was really all about the protests. So whatever.
Yeah, this
You
is.
want to go there, huh?
I said it.
I'm listening. I'm doing my homework last night. I'm listening to Dennis's tournament talk, and the whole time he's like, "I don't want to talk about COVID." You know, it's been such a hard conversation to not talk about, but here we are.
All right,
COVID.
so, all right,
but
so-
like
no, you
Art
call
said,
me out,
but like
it's cool.
Art said,
We can start talking about it.
it's a reality. You know,
It's a reality.
And it affects everything. Affected my business majorly this year. I mean, just absolutely destroyed my goals. You know, as like a young business, yeah, I get it, I fish, but I'm also a businessman, and every year I have goals to set and to, you know, hit. And it's one thing to be, you know, down the road in your career and, you know, it's like, oh, just a little bit of a setback. But for me, I'm trying to make as far as I can, as quickly as I can. So I had, you know, expectations of this year, and I had, you know, I wanted to hit a certain mark, and then it just goes to show you in a split second, it's like, gone.
So that was actually
I didn't
even
even
beyond your control though too. Like they
Beyond
weren't even
it.
letting people down there.
They put the roadblock up, and
Yeah.
I had tons of people that still wanted to come down. And like, there's guides around the state of Florida that during the COVID thing, like they shut down their business, like due to safety cautions and regulations, blah, 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 we're going to close down. I would have never shut down. I mean, come on, you're out on the boat. I mean, if I was older or if I had pre-existing conditions, I would have thought differently about it. But for me, myself, I would have stayed working, you know, stay fishing, because that's what I was doing anyways.
Look at boat sales. Boat sales skyrocketed.
I know I should have got my brokerage license before this thing hit, because you can't even find a used boat or an RV right now. It's unbelievable.
My father-in-law's in town right now. We went out to dinner last night, and he's a scout and Carolina skiff dealer up in New Jersey, and they had a banner year. And but he's basically at the beginning of March, he was freaking out, but then after he started thinking about it, he's like, wait a minute, this is actually going to be good, because this is going to be the only thing people can do.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Or RVs and recreational things and just outdoor things. It's like, so he goes, when it bounced back, he said it made total sense to him.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to find a used boat right now, or a used RV or anything.
They're out of inventory.
Yeah.
Because that's the big struggle right now is working with Sea Chaser and Scout to get boats right now, because everyone around the country is
All the
clamoring to
manufacturers,
get so they can't make them fast enough right now.
Well, that's been the thing during COVID. It's like we forget about how lucky we are to be here down in South Florida, and just hey, we can go out and get on a boat instead of living in New York and going in and getting on an elevator with 1,000 other people. You know, so I think a lot of people.
being landlocked during all
I
that.
could not imagine being in
yeah.
an apartment building.
So we're blessed being down
Like-
here having that.
You got to really like playing video games and smoking weed to sit in an apartment building
Do you?
all the time. Like, can you imagine being locked up?
No. That's
Like
what
that?
I'm saying. I'm like, screw that. I'm like,
Hopefully you have a video game set by that time. Like, I couldn't imagine. We were so fortunate to be in Florida, like Hare said, and have access to the water, because that's what we did every day. We just fished.
Well, that's why you got to relate. You know, you watch the news and everything. You see people up north going crazy, and you know you're looking at the weather, going fishing the next day. So truly are blessed being here. And I think was the last stat. 1,000 people are moving down here from New York every single day.
yeah,
So, you know, that's helping the...
it's unfortunate.
Yeah, right? Hey, fuck you. I'm from New York.
My whole family's from New Jersey.
See?
My mom's from New Jersey.
See?
Yeah, we're about.
I don't know. Somewhere in that state.
I was born here, though. The few,
You were
the
born
proud,
in
the
Florida?
few, the proud, right?
Where were you born?
Broward General.
He's not a conch.
In my cock. So what do they
I'm
call
not a
you?
cock.
Brow?
I'm a brow. I'm a bro.
Browntown.
I'm a bro.
I'm a bro.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell they call me. Like, they call me a fluid situation.
Yeah, no, so pretty much, I mean, they locked it down. I mean, with the roadblock and everything, they weren't allowing anybody in. So, I mean, all business shut down. And even with the clients calling and wanting to come down, no way to get down, you know? I mean,
Yeah.
it completely just shut us down.
Were a lot of people coming by boat?
Yeah, they say that a lot of, put it this way, I've seen, like, the sandbar was popping all the time. And those boats were definitely not from the Keys. A lot of Miami boats coming down. The weather was really nice during that
Weather was
whole
great.
time.
Oh, the
so-
weather was phenomenal during
Weather
the
was
beginning of COVID.
And, you know, everybody's like, you know, I remember like the shortage in the grocery stores and all that stuff. Granted, shortage, I never once prepared, like, you know, bought excess of food. I'd just go and grab like I normally do. I never had a problem, but apparently there's like a big shortage, you know. But apparently the Miami people were coming down and like parking their boats at Boat Mart right there by your house and then getting like an Uber to Winn-Dixie or Publix to buy groceries and whatnot. So, yeah, a lot of people were coming down by boat, but I don't know. I mean,
Miami ruins everything, doesn't it?
You're going to catch shit for that.
yeah, I wasn't going to say it.
I wanted to get him the sound bites.
Yeah,
he
no.
wouldn't bite.
No, I don't bite on that stuff.
Just smokes it.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So business is like doing better now for you, right? Like you more charters coming, or like it's still kind of slow.
Every time I call him, you can't get on the boat.
Yeah. No, I definitely stay very busy, but you got to remember, though, too, we just hit slow season. September's our slowest time of the year. So we missed our prime time.
Right.
I missed out like 60 something days or whatnot. I mean, I had 0
Yeah,
days
that
off.
sucks.
That's the time to make all your money. I'll
Yeah.
do as many days as I possibly can, all day long, you know. But so we opened up June 1st. I was very fortunate that I was able to start working on like May 20th, May 21st. I was able to start working with some locals that have houses down there, some clients. So I was able to start working like May 21st. So I got like a good solid 9 days of working before everybody else. But once June 1st opened up, it was just like full floodgates. I mean, we were at it every single day. I fished like every day from June 1st probably until like June 26th. And then it got slow for some weird reason right around like the 26th through the July 3rd or something like that. And then after that, it was like game on again.
Because of the protest spike.
Well, the Miami epicenter thing kind of really hit people.
They're like, because they were protesting.
and everyone's like, "Oh, are the Miami people coming?" Like these are my clients talking. They're like, "Oh, are the Miami people coming down? Like, are they infecting the Keys?" And I'm like, "No." I was like, "Let's come on." Like, there's no. But that was really drawing. I was getting a lot of cancellations again because of that. They just canceling. They didn't want to come down because they didn't feel like they were going to catch it or whatnot. Which, in my theory, it's like, don't let that gauge how you're going to live your life. Go live it. If you're, pre-existing conditions or elderly, be very smart. But like us, go live your life.
Well, the
Come fishing.
fishermen weren't really protesting either, so they weren't really.
Yeah, the fish weren't protesting either. My hook, that's at least they were chewing.
I'm gonna get in trouble for all this crap.
Let me tell you something. The fishing during the lockdown was unbelievable. I mean, just absolutely
boats, less pressure,
on fire, and like in the park and stuff. I took my old man fishing a lot because I still wanted to fish and I had the time off. And I mean, so on charters I don't kill snook or redfish, but like with my old man, as long as it's legal, we do it because I'll do anything for my dad. You want to kill it? Sure, let's kill it. But we'd go out and limit out 10 snappers and a snook and a redfish a piece. We spent more time driving the boat than we did fishing. I mean, you're talking one spot in less than an hour, and then we were heading back. And my dad was just like so pumped every single day. The fishing was just like unbelievable, and tarpon fishing too. There was one time.
I'm so bummed that I didn't go out with you on that Sunday.
Yeah,
There's a long story about that, but
your fault.
my fault.
Anyways,
you made me fall in love with tarpon fishing.
Yeah.
The only time
I spoiled you.
I've been tarpon fishing twice. Once in where's it, Captiva, and took a guide took us out, fought a tarpon for like 2 hours. Fucker did more rolls than anything. My back was horrible. And he's like, it's trophy. 2.5 hours. He bends over the front of the boat to get the fish. Up, snapped. I'm like, this fucking sucks. Yeah. So that was like 7 years ago, never tarpon fished. And then last year, you guys know, 3 of us went together. What was the tournament? The
ABC's backcountry, the ABC tournament.
All builders.
And that was fucking awesome. I mean, that was great.
That's how you tarpon fish, man. You just run them down, get that leader, and pop them off. Nobody wants to fight. You got to get one picture. I want to get like.
Yeah, you didn't let Dennis get that picture. I remember it.
I was trying to get a plaque.
Remember we had the one on. You're trying to take a picture, and Charles like, no, we're leadering it. But we did take first place.
Yeah,
we took first place.
What did I say before that tournament? I said we're not going to go for the whole thing. We're going to get most tarpon award or something like that.
Did.
And we did. That's what I was focused on. And 5. How many could we catch? It was 5? 4. So it was 4 in less than like an hour or something like that.
But that was awesome.
I remember I called.
That tournament got rescheduled, right? It's coming up.
Yeah, it's coming up in November.
November?
First week in November.
You guys, here
told you that already.
Okay, here comes that conversation about you guys
going?
booking me. Great topic. I've already got people calling me about that tournament.
Come on, Dennis.
Give me the dates. Lock it in.
I think it's November 6th through 8th. But if it's not those exact days, it's right
Before
around,
I leave
right
this
around
office, I need something on my calendar.
Talk to Jenny.
Blocked
Don't
out.
talk to me about calendars. Talk to Jenny about calendars.
Yeah, talk to Caroline about calendars.
Don't ever talk to me about that stuff because, right.
And that's the day I sold you on the trolling motor too.
No, you didn't sell me, so we have to have one.
I know, but you saw it in use that day.
I did see it. I did see that. That was impressive. Those trolling motors are crazy.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I got to tell you, like, all right, here's a little love for Charles, right? Such a great experience going fishing with you down in Isla Mirada. It really is. I mean,
turns into like a completely different person.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. I mean, you're not the asshole that you are right now when you're on the boat. I mean, that's.
I'm the hype. That's for sure. I know.
Man, you were great with the kids, dude.
I love the kids, man.
I mean, they still talk about it to this day. Like the way he is with the kids on the boat is phenomenal.
I was telling you about that when I took your buddy, your brother, your twin.
Ian.
Ian,
Yeah.
I was telling you about that. Like, even his kids, like, I love the future generation of anglers. That and, like, the women anglers, too, because putting a name down for themselves. Because it's such a male-dominated sport, and it's not about us. It's about the people that aren't in it, you know? Like, educate them, bring them in, you know, teach them the conservation, all that stuff. And the kids are the best place to start. And if you can make that hype real with the kids, I mean, you saw me on the boat. I'm almost like a movie character. Like, you just got to build them up, rub their shoulders. Like, I get people hyped about it, and that's what you got to do. You got to make them want to go back and do it again. And, you know, and I always try to tell it to the parents because, like, parents are always like, well, let's, like, go catch something else. And I'm like, no, the kids are, like, catching fish left and right. Let's just stay here until they say we're done. It's all about the kids, you know?
Yep.
But, you know, I always tell that to the clients. I'm like, let's make it all about your kids. And a lot of people do, but then you always get those parents that like, yeah, we'll make it all about the kids. And then they just like push their kids out of the way and they're like going straight for fishing ASAP, you know?
I hate those days. I'm like, enough with the fucking snapper fishing. Let's go catch something big. No, the kids are having fun. Like, fuck the kids. Let's go. Let's go get something big.
And
He's that guy.
I'm always about that.
Come on, Charles.
But
I
I-
fucking paid for a charter to. I want to sit here at the bridge, catch a snapper because the kids are smiling from ear to ear.
book
I want
me-
to go catch something.
Book me a different day and don't bring the kids. Then we'll catch some real
Exactly.
fish. That's
There you
why
go.
if I got the kids on the boat, it's about the kids, you know?
Yeah.
Why don't we do that? Why don't we do that heading into the
That's when the kids
Islamorada?
are in 3 to 4s. You haven't got a bite in 45 minutes. This sucks, Dad. I'm not coming again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll go snapper fishing.
You got
next
to build that sport up in their heads, and then they'll elaborate on not being able to catch a fish all day long because they're going for something difficult. You know, but at first you just got to get them locked into the whole
Right.
sport, you know, aspect of it, and that's why I always try to focus on them and you know build memories and get them addicted. We're all addicted to it. We're all connected by water.
time. Good line.
I like that.
Good
Yeah,
block
it's
in
a
there.
fluid situation.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So yeah, I actually went fishing last week in Boca Grande with Jeff Page,
Okay.
and we caught
When
bunch
do
of-
you find the time?
bunch of redfish.
No wonder why he doesn't answer
This
his
guy-
phone.
this guy-
Podcast Tuesday,
acts like
fishing
I-
Wednesday.
This guy.
There's
acts like
only
I
one
do this
wahoo
all the
left
time.
in the painting now.
I work 60 hours a week in this damn studio.
This one,
Yeah,
where the alcohol is at.
yeah, right. I need the alcohol.
This explains a lot why he doesn't answer his phone or his text messages.
What I'm
He's
No,
out-
saying-
he
what I was
answers his
saying is-
phone all the time.
he's out fishing, staying tight,
Out fishing.
out fishing.
Yeah, I wish that I was fishing. No, listen, it's hot.
Good job, buddy.
It's hot.
Well, I'm saying I was going fishing in Boca Grande. It's freaking hot. Right?
Yeah.
Have you been experiencing
We're in Florida.
some heat issues lately that are abnormal with the water temperatures?
It's just hot. It's Florida. I don't know. I
Go to
mean,
California.
right.
It's really
you
hot.
trying to get onto a topic?
No, I'm
of
just trying to change the
global-
fucking topic.
Global
No,
warming.
I'm not.
I like when I was doing my homework
No,
last night.
actually, what I want to say is, speaking of hot,
Don't say it.
you guys got into some cuberos recently, didn't you?
yeah, the Cubera fishing.
Yeah, see?
The Cubera fishing. Yeah, no, that's been.
Trying to turn the head on the fish right there. Come on.
See, I want to do that, but you know,
What
I
a
don't
fucking
make
pain in
everybody
the
mad.
ass.
But as a Jewish guy, I'm like, that's wasting a perfectly good lobster for a fish. You know, it's like
I know it's unbelievable.
you're throwing lobster on a hook in the water.
That is like
The hell?
that has got to be the most expensive fishing
As
there
a Jewish
is.
guy.
I
Telling
mean, yeah, it was like $8. See ya.
you. Get that lobster. Get it
Yeah,
back
it's still
to the
cheaper than a goggle eye.
I think
Can't we use an artificial lobster?
I think we burned through probably about 80 lobsters in 3 trips or
Come
something
on.
like that.
Really?
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I'd be sitting in the back of the boat just watching them with a grill. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Keep
So,
jigging, guys.
so the good news is
Anybody want a lobster roll?
the good
Most
good
of the
news
time, you
is-
get the tail back.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So the good news is if you get like a cheap bite, where they crush the head, you'll get the tail back because of the way it's hooked in. So you'll get the tail back. So like the first time we went, we
But
burned
you can
through.
catch the Cooper from it.
I will say there was a couple
see what I'm
tails
dealing
that
with
were
here?
like.
See what I'm dealing with here on a daily basis? It's like I can't ever have a serious conversation.
I didn't eat the tails that like had the Cubera bites out of it. I only ate the tails that were the heads were gone. But like when there was a couple of Cubera bites, I gave them to my grandma.
Yeah.
I didn't want to.
Only to get sharked.
Makes
Yeah,
lobster.
let
makes
me tell you
lobster bites
something.
out of that.
That is
How many Cuberas did you get sharked that night with Nick?
Let's just say sharks are a
You
real
had a couple
problem.
pictures. You had a couple nice ones there.
Yeah. So the first night we went, we got sharked.
These went on the post editing. John puts the picture of the Cubera.
Yeah.
I sure brought my bank stick for that thing.
They're all upside down. All the sharks in this
We
tail
keep
were
one in the
upside down.
studio. When Dennis kind of lulls off, we hit him with it. real
Cattle
quick.
prong. Bank stick's got a punch. You got a cattle prong his ass. Sharks are a real problem.
It's just squirreling me all.
Let me
episode
just
here.
tell you something. Those fish are a pain in the ass. Those are the hardest fighting fish in the ocean. They gotta be. We're using 80 wide reels, 50 or 80 wide reels, 150 pound braid, 300 or 150 pound leader. Talk about getting worked. I mean, just absolutely get smoked by these fish. I mean, they will just absolutely wreck you. And the bites, everybody's got to do it. It's the coolest thing in the world. But I mean,
Next year, we're doing it. Doing it.
make sure you stretch. That's all I got to say. Because like even Nick hurt himself on the first night. He was like, the first night I think Nick did pretty well.
Yeah, can I reel him halfway up for me?
I tell you the way to do is hit him on the electric. That's like the
That's right.
Get that LP going.
No, we'll do the hooker rod. There you go, Trista. We'll do the hooker rod, and we'll act like we're reeling it in.
Yeah. Well, a lot of these fish a lot of people do catch them on the electrics and stuff. But we did last year. We caught one on the electric, and then this year, like our whole goal, like mine and Nick's goal, was to catch join the 50-pound club on a hand crank. You know, a lot of people catch these big ones, and a lot of them are on hand cranks. But then again, a lot of them are also on electrics as well, which is a great way to get a fish in the boat really quickly.
It'd be a good TikTok video. It's electric. Everybody dancing on the boat while it's coming up.
Get a hooker,
haven't
get
seen
a
that
hooker
one yet.
sponsorship.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Maybe
That's
if we
a good
talk
idea.
about hooker enough, maybe they'll send me a reel or two,
Real one or two?
one or two,
Oh,
couple of them.
a real, not a
A
woman,
reel,
not a real girl.
Oh, no, like the
hooker.
real.
Okay, just to make sure. Sorry,
And the worst part about these fucking fish is that if you don't catch them, they get sharked.
That's our teaser. Yeah, they get sharked.
Yeah.
So how many
And
of those Cuberas get sharked?
way too many. I don't even know. That I mean, okay.
Didn't you say something like you landed like 4 out of 30 or something like that?
It was. Went a couple nights. I don't remember the exact numbers, but
80 lobster.
the first night we caught one whole one. It was Nick's first whole one. We caught the head of a 50-pounder, and then we caught like a 25-pounder that was all torn up. It's on my Instagram, the 3 fish that we got into the boat. There was 4 of us,
At
so it was
Tekéze
6,
Charters.
24. So let's just say we had 24 lobsters, which we definitely had that night, and we only got 3 fish back in the boat, and every single one of those lobsters were hit. So we probably hooked 18 fish, got 2 or 3 short bites, and caught 3 or whatever. I don't know if that math adds up. So those 17 or 18 fish that we hooked that we didn't get got sharked. And the worst part about it is we're using such heavy tackle that when the sharks eat them, and these are no small sharks. I mean, these are like man eaters, like 350-pound bull sharks. Like, and once you hook into them,
Sandbars and bulls.
all bulls, like giant
all
bulls.
bulls.
And once you hook into them, you're using such heavy tackle, you can't break them off. Like typically fishing, you're like, oh, I got sharked. And you pop them off. You cannot fucking break these things off. So you're like, you did CrossFit. You know, like in the middle of CrossFit when your legs are like trembling and you're thinking, why the fuck am I here? Like, I should leave. This is terrible. Once you get hooked in that shark, you have to fight them all the way to the boat. And that's what you're thinking the whole time. It feels like that CrossFit feeling where you're like, this is absolutely terrible. What am I doing? You start questioning why you're doing this kind of deal. But yeah, they all got sharks. We pulled up, like every shark we pulled up was like 250 plus pounds, more around the 300-pound range. I mean, it was just absolutely ridiculous, just flooded with sharks. You couldn't get away from them.
That was off Miami, right?
It's south of Miami, north of Key Largo. It's like a well-known.
What are the numbers?
Get an avionics app, you'll find them. Literally on the avionics app, it says Cubera spot, which is just unbelievable. I think
Like I'm going without you anyway.
yeah, exactly. I think people literally don't realize that Navionics is like a public app and they save stuff to it, and then
I love Navionics.
yeah, and then everybody can see it, you know. But yeah, it's literally on Navionics. But yeah, it's a good run up there. But talk about expensive fishing. I mean, you're looking at like $300 worth of lobsters every time. But like we went a few nights ago, and it's kind of towards the end of the spawn.
I heard Jewish guys have a problem with that.
I have a problem with that.
You do. Fishing is expensive.
Fishing is so for me to go Cubera fishing, it was $550 out of my pocket between gas and lobsters, and that doesn't include like my other buddy bringing all the food, and then Nick supplying all the terminal tackle.
You need a sponsor.
Yeah, I know this guy connected by Water Guy, but he won't sponsor me.
You're already sponsored.
I need money.
Oh my!
I'm trying to go.
Really?
I'm trying to go Cubera fishing, baby. That shit's expensive. Very expensive.
It's expensive.
It's expensive.
80 lobsters.
Anyway,
That's insane if you think about it. Throwing an $8 lobster over the side of the boat. Lobster's so damn good to eat too.
I know.
But I will say, in all defense, last time we went, like a couple nights ago, we only got like 2 bites and we took up 20 lobsters or something. So
But you never see Cubera snapper on a menu.
I wouldn't eat one.
They're not good to eat.
Okay, so there's like
thought
people.
they were good.
People say they carry cicatera. I won't eat one.
So you catch them for the fight or the
and then we give the fish to the guys at Bud and Mary's.
so they can get cicatera.
Yeah.
No, those they don't care. And that's what I love about them is like,
Fuck those guys.
Until they get sick.
oh, they don't give a
From
shit.
cicatera.
They'll eat anything.
What the hell is cicatera?
That's very bad. Actually,
Cicatera?
Skip Smith got it once from eating a hogfish in the Bahamas.
Cicatera.
I heard that.
It's like a nerve disease. It's really kind of screwed up.
Is it like tetanus? Where you're like, yeah.
It really just it messes with you, man, and it lingers. It's like it kind of like for the rest of your life. It's like it's in your.
Oh, it lingers with you?
It gets in your spine.
I am not trying to Cubera.
Yeah,
That's all I gotta say.
if you get cicatera, it's kind of like it's very bad. Like you get extremely sick right off the bat.
It's even worse.
It's kind of like if all right. So I might be getting this wrong, but I'm guessing just for the record. So I'm going to paraphrase my facts here, but I think I would liken it to kind of like a one of those like spinal diseases. Like, yeah, like
It's terrible.
like one of those spinal viruses that you can get.
Like you start locking up and freezing up and
It's
Muscle-
a bad
muscle
time.
dystrophy
It's a
or
bad
something.
time, but then that's the thing. It's like it's kind of like in your system. Like,
Ouch.
yeah,
that's
forever.
why I don't know much about it, but I have heard it lingers with you.
Yeah.
So put it this way,
Let it
I'm
linger.
not eating it, but like it's the bigger ones are more likely to hold it. But like you can eat like a 20, 25 pounder and it should be pretty good and safe to eat. Like Nick's fish, they ate some of it, and then my buddy John caught like a 25 pounder with us, and he took it to the firehouse. He said it was delicious.
Yeah, I have no reason to
Terrible.
gamble on something like
Terrible
that just for
disease.
a meal.
Put it this way, if someone just like had a fried fish basket, I would just dip it and eat it, and they'd be like, "Oh, that's Cubera." That'd probably make my one and only fish stick
That's why you never ever eat fried fish in the Bahamas.
because they use the barracudas
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Right, you don't know what you're eating.
So also though, somebody told me, who's a little bit of a nerd, told me that it doesn't like cicatera, it doesn't like exist in Florida or something like that. It's more like a Caribbean, like Bahamas thing or something like that.
It's even worse. So you get it. Your wife's name is Tara.
Those people out of Miami,
You got cicatera? Me too. It's terrible. It's like a vertebrae thing, And I don't like fried fish anymore.
yeah, it freezes up your bank account.
Cheers.
But those people in Miami, like there's a lot of Miami people, like because it's right off of Miami. A lot of Miami people that go out there and they'll grease like a couple 50 pounders. I think you're allowed to keep 2 over 30 inches. So like they'll grease 2 50 pounders and they eat the shit out of them.
I think I'm canceling that charter next year. I mean, the
already-
more you talk
I
about
already
it,
took
I'm
your
going to go
deposit.
out. It's 500 to go out. Going to lose 80 lobsters and get cicatera.
Well, it's 500 on my end. It's a lot more with terminal tackle and all that.
I'd rather see the Cubera snapper
He's trying to
that
negotiate.
Dennis
Yeah, but
is painting.
This
He's
is a
trying to
fish of a
negotiate me to-
lifetime.
It is?
Yeah. Let me take your deposit now.
So we got a commission.
No backing out.
We have a commission on the table right now
Yes.
that I cannot mention who it's for just yet.
Commission?
UFC.
Of a Cubera painting.
Oh, yeah,
It's
yeah.
going to be my
yeah.
next painting.
I'm still waiting on
Once
my
I
painting.
finish the wahoo. Yeah, with the osprey and
Dennis's
sucking
head.
like a squid or something.
Yeah, so for those that don't know, I'm still waiting on my painting. When we fished that
I'm
tournament,
still waiting on my deposit for that painting.
I'm still waiting on my deposit. A lot of deposits rolling around. Well, when we were fishing the
I heard you
AB,
deposited in there.
we talked about this a little bit earlier. But when we were fishing the ABC's backcountry tournament, remember it was like, what was it? It was as many fish as you can catch as quickly as you can, but it only could be 4, right?
4 per category, 4 per species.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there and we caught.
6 backcountry species.
Yeah, so my strategic goal in the tournament is like, because there's a lot of good guys, I'm like, let's just grab one award, let's just go for most tarpon. So I'm thinking we're going to sit there all day long and just smoke a bunch of tarpon, like come back with like 30 releases or something like that. And Dennis is like, no, it's only got to be 4.
And then I want to go
And which
snapper
him
fishing.
and I were like, we weren't sure about that, but you called the lady and all that and verified and whatnot. But
Yeah, I called the lady and verified it just to prove it to you.
Yeah.
I already knew.
Yeah, exactly. He already knew because of an instance last year or something like that. But I told him, I was like, if he's wrong and we don't win most tarpon award, I get a painting with Dennis's head as an osprey, on an osprey, eating a
Sounds like
tarpon.
365.
You
remember that?
Look at Dennis's face right now. He thinks
If
this is
you're
a
wrong,
joke.
But if you're wrong, you said what?
If you're wrong, I take you fishing.
If I'm what?
Dennis, look in his face is like, I'm never painting that. He'll paint it one day. He's gonna be like, what should I paint today?
An osprey?
What should I paint today?
It'll be his head on an osprey
You know,
body.
the day I say to myself, what should I paint today? I'm probably gonna be like 90, and like fully retired.
Yeah, because you'll have an osprey to paint with your head on it. You'll never have to wonder what to paint.
So I explain to the crowd, visualize this, and illustrate this verbally for people what your painting idea is.
An osprey sitting on a channel marker, like in Everglades National Park, which you see every time you run back there. Your face, because every time you run through the Everglades, there's those wooden marks with the arrows pointing where the channel's
and
at.
I always want to stop and take
Is
a
an
picture.
osprey the hurricane bird?
No, it's ibis.
Oh, same shit.
And there's always ospreys sitting on them eating mullet.
Ladies and gentlemen, Harris Katz, nature lover. Osprey eating a mullet on a channel marker.
All the time. So I was like, Dennis, I
In the park.
want a painting of you with an osprey sitting on a channel marker in the park, but with your face on it eating like a tarpon kind of deal. Because we were tarpon fishing that day, and that was just my creativity rolling off my
So
head.
my face on an osprey's body.
Yes, Dennis Friel on an osprey's body, which is a very masculine bird, by the way.
Well aware.
People are always like, wow, that osprey's got a fish. And I was like, I always tell my clients, I'm like, I guarantee that osprey could catch more fish than you.
So on what planet and world and time frame do you think that that's ever going to happen?
I think
In the hub with the carpet lit on one end, you may do that.
Right. Exactly. That's true.
I think we could get him to do
It
it.
might happen then. I should just go fill out my UPS application.
Life is
and
all
you
about
might get your painting.
persistence and like hammering something when you want it, you know? So as long as I just keep reminding him every single time about it, it might just get into his head to the point where he's like, I got to paint this.
Jesus Christ.
It would be a great
I'm going to paint it just to make him stop talking about it.
Exactly. If you annoy him enough about it, he'll just be like, all right, I'm just going to, even if it's a rough drawing.
Squeaky wheel gets the grease, huh?
Exactly. And I'll never have to talk about it again, and it'd be probably pretty damn good painting. Maybe the next Tekéze Charters print on the back.
There you go.
Possibly. Oh, who drew that? The guy on the back. Look at his face. It's all possible.
So have you experienced a lot of Cuberas getting sharked or other fish getting sharked recently? Because we're involved with a group that is working on legislation or working with legislators to get some like depredation things happening regarding, not limiting out for sharks.
Are sharks a problem? Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. Sharks are a real problem. Like, put it this way, the sharks are so
So
bad.
we're not talking about that painting anymore, just for the record.
Kill them.
No, I'm going to bring, I agree
Kill
with
'em
Harold.
all.
Kill
them.
Yep. I agree with him on that one. Probably going to get some heat from PETA, but
Kill them. I'm not a charter boat captain. I say whatever I want. Kill them all.
sharks are definitely a problem. If you disagree with me, I would gladly take you and show you where sharks are at. I mean, there's places in Everglades National Park and all over the place that you could not pay me enough money to get in the water. Mm-hmm. I mean, and like back there in the park.
So this is interesting. All right, I just want to say, because of what you're talking about right now, most of the conversations we've been having
Offshore.
are like 300 foot of water, like offshore, you know what I mean, off the reefs and everything. People putting up kites and getting their wahoos in
They're
the
a problem
shark and everything like that.
everywhere.
They're in Boca
But
Lake.
one of the reasons I wanted to bring it up with you, because it's also a problem.
the other week.
I was standing
Fucking
there
lemon shark.
and something rubbed by my thing,
Yeah.
and then not my thing, but my leg.
Really?
Sometimes I
Third
get them
leg.
confused.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So,
Was it a lemon or what was it?
I don't know.
Yeah, we were just down in Key West. Fucking,
Maybe somebody's hand. I don't know. Something rubbed
they're
by
a
it.
problem everywhere with Harris's thing and with mine and the Keys. They're literally a problem everywhere you go. I can take you anywhere you want to go and show you a shark problem.
So tell me how it is in the park right now.
Put it this way: you do not stick your hands in the water in the park. You
Expensive.
have to bring.
New charges there too to get in the park, right?
Yeah, well, that's a whole different conversation. You talking about the fees and shit they're trying to like push, which is like
Yeah, but let's get back to the sharks.
this guy.
And the Pilar.
Yeah, can I get? Is there any more?
There's no more Tito's, man. That's all we had in the
Feels
house.
like a
That's all we had in the house.
feels like a
Can I
scene from
open this one,
Talladega
Papa?
Night.
Yeah, you can open that one. You can open whatever you want.
What's the deal with bathroom breaks on a podcast? Do I have to raise my hand or can I just go?
You can just go.
John
Okay,
just
after-
said stop. It's
after
like
this
Talladega Nights and Pilar.
Am I ruining your display by opening this?
I have more. So when we
Iced
did,
tea.
we had they gave us a bunch for
This would look really good in the Deerfield house.
Would look good there.
I know, just saying.
Papa's Pilar. I have another one in the other room. The little transom like that.
That's nice. Is that a transom? Mm-hmm. Oh, it is a transom.
Yeah.
Right?
Here we'll
Didn't you
put that
just
on
do
display.
some gangster transom you painted for a bar?
Yeah, Marlin Manor.
I saw the pictures. That looked
So that was
killer.
so that is the owner of the boat Flight Plan, which is a Spencer, based out of Hillsborough Inlet, and they just built brand new construction on Hillsborough Mile.
I looked at a Spencer once.
It's a great boat.
Jet boat.
Oh, that's right, the new jet boat that they developed.
The
Yeah,
jet boat. Everybody said, don't do it.
right.
I don't think you can fish behind it. But just put the lines out a little longer.
Have you heard anything else more about that boat?
I heard the one that he built. It was beautiful. Looked like a sport fish with jet boat going like 2 feet of water. I think it's on a lake. I think it's on Lake Michigan or something. But
So it's still like prototypey.
no, it's real.
Yeah.
Would this be a bad idea? Club Soda and Pilar?
It's like aliens on, was it Venus? We just discovered life.
Yeah. You can put that in there. I got some women's underwear in the next room for you too.
You can just take yours off.
I'm already wearing mine, so you're good.
So
Back to sharks.
back to sharks.
Okay, so back to sharks. These guys definitely a problem. Put it this way, so Dennis is not very good at introducing me.
Well, real quick. This is a problem we're having.
How was I
now.
not good at introducing?
I don't think
thought
we
everyone-
told anybody that I'm a
You
captain in
see the-
Amarada.
We did, and
Oh,
I
we
thought
did?
everybody knew you already. You said you were uber famous.
See these sharks?
I try. I think I am.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I'm angry now. See these sharks? So the whole social media buying shit on Facebook and everything. Like I went in and I was telling the Gale Force twins, Emily and Amanda,
The
'cause
twins.
they love the baby sharks. So they had this commercial on Facebook, these talking baby sharks, buy baby sharks, whatever. So I said, oh, they love them. I'm going to buy it for them. And then this shit showed up.
Little
It's
things,
like false advertising.
right?
And then the same thing happened the other night. I see this Maui Jim sunglass special, $349.
Oh, yeah, that's a big
to
scam.
30. Oh, I got myself a couple nice pairs of glasses. I think.
They're
My wife's like,
knockoffs.
"There's scams running." Oh no, it's. And then once I get the email back, I'm reading Maui MAUUUI fucked up. Bought these sunglasses.
What? You know, I'm a Maui Jim
This should
ambassador.
be-
Why do
this-
you do that?
Because they know about this. This is terrible. This should be illegal.
No, I'm
This
just
is
saying.
terrible.
You need one Maui Jims. Just
This
ask
is
me.
terrible.
Wait.
We need, because
Whatever happened to Costa?
They defunded the social media police, and now all this shit's online.
There's always scams
terrible.
rolling with those. I was just fishing my buddy from Costa, and they were literally on the boat talking about like this Costa scam going around. There's always scams going around with them.
Hey,
There's-
you get back to the sharks now. Sidetrack. Yeah. Squirrel.
Okay.
You're gonna have a hell of a time editing this
Yep.
one, John.
No, just don't edit it
Did you
at
call him
all.
Elton
Just
John? Did you
What?
just call him Elton John?
I said no, Elton John.
what do you use to edit?
Premiere Pro
Oh, I can't afford that.
and Audition.
I use
I
iMovie.
thought you just said you're gonna have trouble playing the piano, Elton John.
Why even? Why even edit this? Just let it roll raw. I'm still curious on how he's going to do the intro, though. You weren't wearing a
gonna-
banana suit this time.
No,
I didn't know what I was going to come and walk
He's
into.
gonna wear those shoes and walk in.
you're gonna have to put your shark outfit back on, and he can snag you with one of those rods.
I'm just gonna sit back and I'm just gonna let you guys talk for the rest of the podcast.
It's not a bad idea. Me and Harris definitely can roll. That's for sure.
We can roll.
We can definitely roll. We're good at talking. Me and Harris have a problem staying on topic because we just go.
You think?
We're not terrible
I
at it.
will tell you this though, on a serious note, like Charles and boat captains, this is what got me into this whole genre of fishing and everything else. It was like, I'm 50, so it was only 10 years ago. I mean, I was born in the Bronx. My father didn't fish. Nobody fished. I never got on the water. My wife did it all, so she prompted me to get into this stuff. But
Oh, Corinda was the one.
yeah, well, Corinda did, and I'm in the staff. I had 2 companies, still have a couple companies in the staffing business, and there's a guy, Vince Verger, a good friend of mine, UCF connection, Lambda Chi, who started
I am the Wahoo.
started the old I am the Wahoo, started the old Liquid team with Artie Sapp as his captain, and I was just enamored by the whole thing. Vince is a staffing guy, and he's got this cool fishing team, and he goes out and just really cool. And that's my new dream. I want to do this one day, and got thrown into it, which is great. Like he said, he was president of UCF Fishing Club, and he posted one day on Facebook he needed a place to keep his Maverick, his skiff, and I have some acreage in Mims, Florida. So I said, oh, who's this guy? Reached out to a buddy of mine, Trevor, who's a friend of him. Said, yeah, he's a stand-up guy. Call him up. Called up Charles, said, hey, you can keep the boat here.
I didn't even know the guy.
Yeah, we didn't even know each other. Just
Didn't even know him.
said, you can keep the boat here.
Trusted me to park my boat at his house, and
You're a UCF guy. Keep it here. And I didn't even know he was born in Almirada till a year or two later.
yeah, no, he brought it up. He's
So
like,
he's
"You're
a-
from Almirada or whatever," and I was like, "Yeah."
He's like, yeah, I'm graduating. I'm going back to Almirada, and I'm going to be a charter captain. I'm like, shit, I have a house in Almirada. That's pretty cool.
Word for word there.
And then, he's out there.
Verbatim?
He's got the
Verbatim.
Maverick, and I had a 23-foot Hydrosport bay bolt down there. I'm like, hey, you want to use my boat? Just sitting there. And that's where let me use Tekeze Charters name, get started. And, Tekeze, good name.
Killer name.
Killer
What I like about it too, and what I told Harris is,
Tekeze girls are easy girls.
oh my god, yeah, baby, come on.
That just killed your snapper fishing children charters.
This is why I'm just letting you guys do the
What
rest of the podcast.
I told Harris is I loved the Tekéze name, and the first time I saw it, I was at
I
his
do too.
property in Mims, and it was on some Adirondack chairs, and I didn't know what it said because may be college educated, but I didn't know what it said. And my girlfriend's like, it says Tekéze. I'm like, I don't know. So I
She
asked.
didn't say Tekeze or Tekéze.
Yeah.
Keys.
And so I didn't know what it meant at
Keys.
first, and then like,
Jimmy Johnson.
so then Harris, yeah, we were like Tekéze, and the guy's like
Brick.
Tekéze. You're
Yeah,
like,
Brick kept it. How do you say
Brick.
this? Yeah, Brick.
Rick.
yeah.
Rick.
Well, but the dream is that, and I told Harrison I love the name and all that, and I was like, and the dream is that one day, with his brand, we'll build it up to the point where, let's say me and Dennis are standing in the store or something like that, and you're like, let's just say it turns into like some type of drink or whatever, just let's use an example. And you're like, oh, we should get that Tekéze stuff. I'm like, no, you idiot, it's Tekéze. I
Easy
wanted
goes
to-
down easy.
Yeah,
Vodka.
it'd be cool. It's a hard to pronounce name, but some people really get it. Like, I get people on my charters, and they know exactly how to pronounce it and all that
Why
stuff.
is it Tekeze, Charles? Because I make fishing easy. Whatever you
I just get lucky.
All kinds of stupid pun lines.
Yeah, and it's a killer name. It is absolutely a killer name, and the whole idea is for it to be very well known.
Oh yeah, it's cool.
Someone's like, what's up with that Tekéze stuff? And the other guy's like, no, dude.
Tekeze's pretty cool,
It's
too.
Tekéze.
But no, we're not doing
Get it
that.
right. Tekéze, I want it to be like well known, like get it right kind of deal.
It's like UFC versus UCF. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, except
Gotta
that's
get it
just
right.
3 letters. I mean,
get it
come on,
right.
dude.
But it's
It's
just
an acronym. I mean, fucking
yeah.
put it together.
But I'll tell you, Tekeze or whatever native son, whatever charter out there, Stanzac, that's what got me intrigued about everything in the fishing community. I've been in business, I've been working my ass off 30 plus years, and in business, everything it just doesn't happen. There's details about it, and there's a definite difference on why guys like Charles go out and catch, and idiots like me go out and get lucky. And there's a difference there from, like you're talking about Kubera, the expense of it, the tackle, what you're going to use. I'm a fan of watching videos all day, and it enamors me.
He doesn't watch my videos though.
No, it enamors me what goes into
got time on his
yeah,
hands.
what goes into catching.
He watches the
enamors
Twins.
me. Yeah, I would Gale Force got some good
How
stuff.
to
out
dock
there.
a boat.
How to anchor a boat. I need that shit.
Yeah, we
you
were
know?
just talking about that earlier.
I need that.
How
I
to
need-
tie up a cleat on an anchor.
I need that, and it's a science, and it's a credit to you and the whole industry. It's not what you think it is. So much goes into it. Like, I feel pressure as a captain on my fun boat to go out and just put people on fish, but the preparation behind it's all preparation, study. There's so much that goes on that you don't see. It's so amazing. You guys are true athletes out there, professional athletes, and
It's a lot of work.
that's what keeps me into this whole genre.
It's a grind.
It's almost like painting, Dennis. The preparation. I never think of what I'm going to paint. I just go do it.
I always.
Well, that's 'cause he's an artist.
I always compare fishing to art.
There's
There's a lot of parallels.
It's
A lot.
amazing.
Either you get lucky or you don't.
Luck is merely when preparation meets
I'm
opportunity.
a firm believer fishing is a lot of luck. Don't get me wrong.
No, it's.
Yeah,
I
but,
think
yeah,
it's a
but
ton of
luck
luck.
is when preparation meets opportunity. That's it.
There
Where
you
you just
go.
lucky.
That's it. That's all it
Or
is.
you're just
No,
lucky.
you got to be. You can't just be lucky.
Harris
you
is
got to be prepared
lucky.
for it too.
I'm pretty lucky.
Me and
You
Harris
gotta
have
be prepared
had
for the moment.
me and Harris have had like a really good string of.
A lot of people have
Luck.
luckily
That's
seen
what-
a fish coming through their spread. And just
I've
haven't
been
caught it,
very
too.
lucky with since our endeavors have been together. I mean, we have been very fortunate.
We didn't fish for a long time together. And the first time he takes me out, I've had a house in the Keys now.
It was
for
slow. It was very slow.
10 years. No, and you go out, you go to the humps, you catch your 5-pound footballs and everything, having a good time. And then he goes, "Oh, come on, we're gonna go out." And took me to this spot. We're in 200 feet of water, and we catch 2 30-pound tuna.
Mm-hmm.
And I was,
That was-
I was all fucking pissed off because I'm like, "What the fuck, man? I've been running the humps for 5-pound tuna all the time, chasing birds all over the goddamn place. He takes me out.
One of them
seconds,
skyrocketed
and-
too. It's pretty sick. It's like one of those things that's like ingrained
Yeah,
in your head.
I love blackfin.
I never get
How long
get
you
tired
fight?
of
We got
watching
smoked
people.
by those things. I don't fight fish, and I had to fight one of them because Harris was fighting the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Those things just absolutely worked us. I mean, on a 20-pound test, I mean, those 30-pound
They started
tunas are just-
circling underneath
Oh
you,
my god! I
yeah.
mean, we must have
That was
spent
fun.
40 minutes fighting yours,
was
and I was
cool.
probably right around the same time. I mean, it was just, yeah, it was definitely a really good experience. But that, and I was thinking about that on my way up. That was definitely like a slow day for me, but on the normal eyes, that was a benchmark kind of day, and that's what I think separates me from a lot of people. Is I keep my expectations really high. I don't settle, I've always believed that like only fools settle, so like when I go out on the water, I'm expecting the best of the best. So like if you catch 8 snook and 3 redfish and 2 tarpon, I'm like, it's an all right day.
That's why you want to be with
Gra-
connected by water.
Granted, I'm a client, so I build it up. I know how to build it up because that was a benchmark day. You got to remember, like on my slowest days, like catch a couple snook, a couple redfish, some trout, snappers, and whatnot. Slow day, and they
Love those snappers.
snappers, baby. I love a good
I
snapper.
hate snapper fishing.
You
I
hate
hate
snapper?
I hate mangrove snapper fishing. I
You
like
didn't even drop a line in the last time you were down for
I
the
sit there
spawn.
and crack one open. beer
Yeah,
or
and
something.
you let
I-
Ryan and
I
them do all the fishing.
I'm not a snapper guy.
My dad loves snapper fishing.
Just not a snapper guy. Can't do it.
Like when it comes to like all that, the back bay, the trout and the snapper and all that, I could do without it.
You love the back.
Yeah, but I love
That's
the back
where
for like
you-
snook and
Dennis
tarpon.
loves
For
the
snook and
back.
tarpon.
You, Dennis Friel, backwater fishing man.
Right, it's for
What's
snook
your-
and tarpon though, but not really for the snapper.
Yeah,
and
he
the
wasn't
trout
really
and
digging
everything.
it when we took the kids
He
fishing.
loves
I
the
could tell
snooky.
he wasn't
He
really
likes snook
digging it.
fishing.
Yeah.
John,
Snook master.
you snook masters?
That's what he calls me. I
Yeah,
like to lay low.
he likes the way it sounds.
I'm
now.
sure it's great. You put down what you don't know because you're an asshole like me, and I just don't know backcountry, so I put it down. And my
Yeah.
boat's too big
Backcountry
to
is
go
not
back there.
easy. No fishing's
It's
easy.
Yeah.
Tekéze.
I love when clients are always like, "Yeah, it's Tekéze. That's why you come with me, baby. We'll make it easy."
Like I tell you, we caught some redfish with
Careful, you
Jeff
wind up
last
like
week.
you know
We caught some nice sized redfish with Jeff last week, and on top water doing the big.
Oh
top,
yeah, that's like the coolest eat you could ever
yeah.
get
Dude,
on
when,
top
that, when that
water.
redfish pounded that top water lure, boom, that's balls, dude.
who. Good job.
See,
buddy.
I'd rather not hook a fish on top water. I'd rather watch that thing pop. You ever seen a top water fly out of the air 5 feet?
Yeah.
And then as soon as it
Take
lands
the
in the
hooks
water,
off.
you start working again. The fish hits it again, it flies up, and then like the third time it finally eats it. That's much cooler than
Take a little 1 second stall, and then you start.
yeah.
popping
And it
again.
like
yeah.
flies up in the air, and then you keep working it, and then
Yeah.
it hits it again. That's like the coolest thing you'll ever see in your life.
Yeah, it was cool fishing with Jeff, man. Jeff's a good dude. I got a funny story.
He's
So-
on the Florida Insider.
Yeah, he's
Report,
one of
right?
the Insider Fishing Report guys, right? So we're driving to like the next spot, and we're talking. I don't know how we got on politics, right?
It's a big topic. On
We got on
charters.
politics. He's talking about it, right? And he goes, "Oh, we're talking about the election. He talks like this. That's how Jeff talks, right? He sounds just like that."
Who, Donnie?
No, Jeff Page.
Oh,
So I'm like, you know what? I really, instead of Pence, I really would have thought it'd been interesting to see Nikki Haley as the vice presidential running mate, 'cause I really like her and she's really strong and everything. He goes, "Oh, that was that one that was overseas doing all the other diplomatic stuff, right?" And he goes, "You know who I want to see as vice president?" It's like the Pathfinder's like wide open, like running across the bay. I'm like, "Who?" He goes, "Ted Nugent. How awesome would that be? Oh man, just imagine that." I'm like, "What the hell, Jeff?" I'm like, "Do you think like he's gonna like walk out on the White House lawn and like start playing the national anthem in freaking leopard skin Speedo.
You know, in this country today, that's what people expect out of a president.
Right.
You know, they don't understand like what's behind it. They just want to see like some star and whatnot. I mean, you
But
see
I
all
was
these.
like, no, I thought he was joking around. He was dead serious. He's like, no, I want Ted Nugent as the vice president.
Well,
I'm like, all right, Jeff, I don't think it's
honestly,
gonna
it
happen.
wouldn't be a bad option compared to what else is out there right now. You know, put old Teddy up
Sad.
there, which is sad because American people just the way they vote. I mean, I always tell people, you talk about politics with Jeff, you know, on the boat. I will tell you, politics are a huge conversation on my boat, and a good way to like stay neutral in it. And like, I don't sit there and talk about Donnie or nothing like that, you know, my boy Donnie. I just always tell people like, because it's a huge conversation. I'm like, listen, all I care about is the economy. Because when the economy's pumping, that means people are making money. And when people are making money, that means they're spending money, and that means they're traveling to the Keys and spending it with me. That's all I really care about, you know.
Vote Jim Mooney.
Jim
Have
Mooney.
you seen some of the policies that they want to roll out on the left? It's like,
I don't really.
I'm sorry. I will take Trump's crazy tweets and great economy any day over the bullshit.
I
that
just
they're
want an
talking about.
economy. I don't really care who's sitting in office. Just pump that fucker. Just keep it rolling.
He'd be interesting to take charter fishing, huh?
He doesn't like boats. His son does. Donald Trump Jr. I'd love to get
He
Donnie out
loves
onto the
fishing.
boat, but he don't want to go fishing. He just wants to go probably cruising. He's like the
No,
type of
he
guy.
fishes.
Trumpy?
Connolly, Trump Jr.
No,
Oh yeah, Trump
he's
Jr.
a-
Donnie don't
yeah.
fish though,
I
but
don't know,
Junior
yeah.
Junior does. Junior really likes it.
Not to get-
Donnie Sr. takes me as a Chris Craft kind of guy.
Not to get you
He's like the
jealous.
type of guy that's like, I don't want to ride the wind. I want to make the wind. You know, sailboats. What are those? He's like, let's burn some gas.
Not to get you jealous, Charles, but Dennis did do a drawing of Trump's head on a fish,
I knew he fucking.
Trumpet fish.
trumpet fish.
And I did the Hillary Clinton blowfish.
She couldn't blow me.
Yeah, I wouldn't let her.
She
And then
don't deserve that.
then I did them independently during the 365 because my 365 project was in 2016, so that was during the election year.
That was in 2016.
Yes, it was. It was during. I know it because it was during the election year. So I did a trumpet fish and I did a Hillary Clinton blowfish.
I must have been following you for a while because I remember you doing that.
You have been following me for a while, Charles.
Stalker.
I'm a stalker. You are pretty good looking, Dennis. So,
Thank you.
yeah. Come on,
John's
dude.
the best looking out of all of us, though.
I don't know.
No.
This
I
guy
gotta
keeps
stay
fucking
out-
saying he's
You got to
50.
put the camera on him.
I gotta stay out
Everyone's
of the
wondering what he's
cameras.
looking like.
No,
There's
he
enough
does-
cameras in here.
Have you ever been on camera?
No, I'm always
once
behind
or,
it.
Once or
You
twice.
got to move it. You got to see what John looks like real
No,
quick.
I think
Come on,
once.
move
I
the
think
camera
once or
over.
twice we put him
There's
on,
my
right?
finger.
You said he's
Yeah.
good looking.
I think he's been on once. One time,
Who
he
do-
like,
Yeah, I popped in there one
Who
time.
do I gotta
Put it
talk
on
to
there
to
and
get?
viewers
Call him-
go through the roof.
That's John in the corner. We call him John in the corner.
I didn't even know he.
That's his
I didn't even
nickname.
know he was here.
Yep.
Like with the when I was doing my homework, like listening to the podcast. Is he always like?
So
is
here's
he
the
always
thing.
here?
Quiet.
So
I'm
here's the
taking
thing.
fucking notes this whole
Right.
time.
So here's the thing. I want
If I don't pay
John.
attention, I get screwed in
Right.
editing.
I want John to be part of the show, and John's like, I got to take notes. I'm like,
He
John,
should have
no,
a
you
back
got to, you
camera.
got to
What
comment.
already fucked.
What notes are you taking?
Because a lot of
I gotta
times,
go
especially
and
when we talk
cut
about fishing,
all these things
Picks-
and mesh them together. So
Picks
I'm writing
knows 11
timestamps.
minutes.
John knows more about fishing than
Where I
I do,
plug
so
it
I
all
want
in.
him to comment like
That's not
whenever he
hard.
can, and he just doesn't want to comment.
You fish a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do.
Do you sit in on every podcast, all 50 of them?
Yeah.
50.
You been all 50?
Yep.
Yeah.
This is 50 what?
This is John's show.
This is 50.
He puts the whole thing together.
57.
Where you go to college?
Yeah, I went to FAU.
Okay. And what would you graduate or what'd you study?
Business management.
Okay, that's why I studied as well.
Yep.
What got you into like the whole editing and what the technology? Because this is a whole different field
just-
right here. I
yeah.
mean, television production is like
I've always kind of been into photography and stuff, just as a hobby, being in the water, just being out fishing. I just always enjoyed it. And
Go on the
I
beach,
started,
taking pictures of girls.
Yeah. And I
that's like the
started.
dream, just be a photographer for
See,
hot
it's
models.
Tough to talk around.
Yep,
Right?
yep.
See what I mean?
You're
Right?
into the
So
fire
why
now,
you know my
John. You're
pain?
into the fire now.
I just
Yeah.
I just like it's 56 episodes and he hasn't been on one, and then I
Yep.
come into town and we got him on, baby.
Right,
Come on.
right.
I don't
But,
get him on here more often.
Yeah. But I just started taking pictures for my buddy, Jimmy Wickett, that does the Meat Mayhem tournaments.
Okay.
So I started documenting all of his stuff, and now he's fucking recording
Now
me.
you're on the
Yeah,
podcast.
baby. Now he's on.
Oh, see,
Yeah, I know a little bit about editing.
I'll give this to you so you can edit in.
I was gonna say you
I
gotta
need
air.
to do
Alright.
more of this.
You gotta
All right, I gotta
story
write
stuff.
my timestamp.
You gotta airdrop it.
Hold
Yeah,
on,
is that what you're doing? Like
that's
picking
good.
times like Harris picks nose, 11 minutes and
Yep.
22
I picked my
seconds.
nose one
I gotta
time.
make sure
I know.
that shit makes it in.
We're here, baby. We're live.
So, yeah, we're in the middle of the podcast, so I have to do. I have to like do more of this. See, oh, there's John.
You gotta do it sideways,
Yeah,
Dennis.
you can
That's
do it
amateur
straight.
shit right there.
No, this is for Instagram stories.
Yeah, John.
Yeah,
you
but it's
ever
gotta be
been fishing with
sideways
Dennis?
because it's
Have you
all
ever
it's
fished
high
with him?
resolution.
I took him one time. We didn't catch shit, so I haven't taken him again.
How do you do out there?
He did good.
Did he
It
good?
was rough. We went on the beach. For some
What, are you
snow.
trying to judge my fishing skills?
No, but I love when Dennis comes fishing with me. I love fucking with Dennis.
Yeah, he loves fucking with Dennis. That's for
Dennis,
sure.
Dennis.
If there's any certainty in life, that's the truth.
See what did the wife think when we went out with the kids? Was she happy? Was she like that was fun? That was
To this day,
Who, Tara?
Sick of Tara. To this day, she keeps bragging to the entire family that she caught the biggest fish.
okay.
that
So advice to all charter captains out there listening. Obviously, if you're older, you might have figured this out, but it's not about the dude on the boat. It's about his wife. So, like, if you get a husband-wife, it's all about the wife. Because if the wife enjoys it, the husband gets to come back and do it again.
day. Bingo.
Same thing with the kids. It's all about the kids. Because if the husband can't get away from the kids, if you get the kids glued, few trips from now, we could do whatever the husband wants to do or whatever the dad wants to do. You know, if he's like, I want to catch snook, I'm like, no, let's just do snappers and get the kids involved. Give them a couple more trips, get those kids dialed in, or get the wife addicted to it. Then we can do whatever you want to do. We can go sit all day waiting for a marlin bite or whatever. You know,
Go snapper fishing.
Did you just say marlin bite?
marlin bite in the backcountry has been fire recently. Absolutely
Charles
fire.
lands a tarpon. All right, let's go snapper fishing.
Oh, now it's time to go catch that big blue.
Catch a
Let's go.
Kubera snapper. All right, let's go snapper fishing.
Dennis during the tournament, oh, we'll keep fighting. I'm trying to get a picture. I'm like, fuck that fish, break him off. I was like, we already got him.
Yeah, man.
We were at the JJ, and I was wondering why Charles was snapper fishing.
I snapper fish on land and in the water. There's just snappers everywhere. They follow me around.
Yeah, but Dennis is fun to
They're
take fishing.
one of the best eating fish.
Yeah, it's good. I took Dennis fishing once, and it was great. And we have a 40,
Once he took
I have
him
one of my boats is
What,
Once.
sword
See,
fish?
it doesn't take me. It doesn't ever take me fishing.
The swordfish trip recently?
Oh, not that one. Not that one.
I partner with a guy that's got 3 boats and it never takes me fishing.
I took you fishing, and I had a great time with you.
That's because we never get paintings out of it. I'm still waiting on my painting.
He
Great
gets,
weed,
he gets paintings.
great weed line. 48 Intrepid. Dennis starts running to the front of the boat to show us how he pitched baits to the weed line. And that's when I crank it up to about 15 miles an hour to watch him.
Hold on, buddy.
To watch Dennis. Whoop, whoop. Just so you guys know. And we're all watching.
So now you
Dennis
see
in the
why
back.
Harris isn't catching any fish. 'Cause
We're all
he's
watching
doing
He's
shit
too
like
busy,
that.
he's too busy messing with you.
But I'll tell you, it's all about
Having fun.
smiling.
Right? No, you're
Good
right.
job, buddy.
It's all about having
Good
fun
job,
out
buddy.
there. It's all about having fun.
I got to tell you, right? So this,
Like
right,
I tell
this is
everybody
my-
that gets on my boat, I can't promise you're gonna catch a fish, but I can promise you're gonna have a great fucking time.
listen,
That's what it's all about. It's
my-
all about
this
having a
is-
good time.
This is my I love you,
You
man
can
moment.
tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish.
What the fuck did you hear that one?
Oh, you were back on that Elton John thing, so went back to the
I
piano.
love it. I don't know what the fuck he talks about sometimes. I really don't. Listen, my I love you, man moment. So I really appreciate that you're like that, though, to be honest with you. Like, this
Don't
is.
lie to me.
Don't make me cry. No, it's true. No, I mean, listen, I mean, like, I could have gone in the business with a lot of shittier guys than you, that's for sure. You know, I'm loving every minute of this, dude. And I mean,
It's
I-
all about the ride.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
could have went to
That's
this.
just the greatest thing that I've ever heard, and that I try to live my life by every single day. Is Harris's little slogan? It's all about it. People are so consumed with where am I going to be in 20 years? You know, they're all about timelines. Like, got to own a house, got to do this, got to do that. Next thing you know, you're 50 years old and your life flew by.
Yep.
It's all
Did
about
it?
the ride.
Well, fuck,
And
I'm 50.
The
Did it
best
fly
thing
by?
that's ever
Shit.
happened in my life is Harris telling me that it's all about the ride, because it
true.
makes you sit back and like me and Harris are like sharing very memorable moments together of my life and hopefully his as well. And he just sit there and remind you, just enjoy the ride.
Well, you know,
enjoy the ride.
To the best of my knowledge, you got one shot at life.
right.
You know, and you got to do something you're happy at. You got to enjoy every moment, and that's where I'm like, it's all about the ride.
Listen,
It is.
That's it.
Connected by water, right? Didn't start because I had this idea in my head that I need to find a partner. This all happened organically.
Yeah.
Like it's not like I was looking for a guy to partner up with to start a new company. Like we had our
He was on
studio.
the corner of 95 holding the
Right.
sign.
I went on Craigslist and I put up an ad
How much, baby?
looking
Can-
for a dude.
Can paint for money.
Right. Looking for a dude that that knows how to run a business, because I obviously don't. No, but
Can't paint for money.
Oh well, man, but it's true, and and everything's been a blast. You know what I
It's
mean?
been great.
Yeah, it's a
And look
business.
where we're-
You know
look
what I
where
mean?
we're
And we got
sitting
like
today.
whatever, but this has been fucking fun. Listen, we're not curing any diseases here connected by water, right? And I'm not trying to
making
solve any of the
memories.
I'm not trying to solve any of the
living
world's
life.
problems. Look at our podcast today; it's just one big like freaking train wreck, and I love it every minute.
I
of
love it.
right?
Absolutely.
And we're trying to just basically just do the best we can with creating the best quality art in the business, on putting on the best materials, and trying
You
to
gotta have a plan. It's like we
trying to bring a dream to everybody.
Yeah, there is a plan, and you guys are absolutely amazing at it. But I love the connection that is built here. You know, like
Yeah.
when Dennis gets on the boat, I just like can't help but like kind of smile and laugh. He looks at me and like, hey, how you doing? Like, there's just like that connection between everybody here. You know, and it's like that's what makes life so beautiful. You know,
That's the whole theory behind Connected by Water.
and
It's,
fishing.
it's not about the actual fish that you catch. It's about the moment and all the moments that
That
led up to
experience.
you bringing it. You know what I mean?
Well,
And the life
like
that
Dennis
that
gets on
thing
my
you
boat
take
the
for
other day
granted.
when I'm fishing his family, and I just like kind of started smiling. You know, I was just like, this is gonna be a great day.
Well, fishing
you
is
know?
awesome. I mean, you could have a day, you know, everyone's sleepy on the boat, nothing happening, and then that magic moment happens and it changes everything.
I got to be
And
honest with you.
it's
Like
amazing.
the day we went fishing, like John and I only been fishing that one day, right? And I keep yelling at him because now ever since that day, like he keeps posting like fish, and I'm like, oh, so you catching fish
Yeah, you
without me?
catch fish without me.
But the one day we go, we don't catch any fish, right? The wind's blowing hard, like the baits are all just like.
That's why I didn't take you anymore.
Right, that's why he doesn't take. Yeah, it's freaking take. I'm laughing over there in the corner. Like I'm not bringing this guy anymore, right? But I'll be honest with you, it's like when you go fishing, and we talked about this on the show. I haven't talked about this topic in a while. You know what I'm about to say, though, right? But when you go fishing with someone, there is like a primal bond, right? The primal thing is what we establish is what the thing is.
You've
'Cause
been
for
watching Meat Eater.
for the longest time. No, I haven't been watching anything. To be honest with you, so we were trying to figure out like,
said
what
Meat
is
Eater.
it? What is that space between that happens to you? Like when you go like fishing with someone or like hunting with someone, it's like it kind of like changes your relationship with that person like forever. Like
Yeah.
you can go fishing with someone like one time
It's that it's
and
that,
not see him for like 6 years. And be like,
it's
yeah,
that
dude,
memory.
we went fishing that one day.
It's
You know
that
what I mean?
adrenaline rush that you were there with each other.
It's
It
the-
happened.
And it's our human nature. It's our primal bond,
Yeah.
right? When you're on the hunt, when you experience that with someone, and it even converts even more when you catch like a big fish. Like that was when I caught that big fish with you that one day. Like we'll have that forever. You know
It's
what I
that
mean?
stuff that gets
amazing.
ingrained into your head. That
Right.
that visual
And you
just
can
gets
live it.
ingrained.
You
So
can
that's
relive
the
it.
idea. That's part of the idea behind Connected by Water. It's like it creates that bond and then that fusion between the people that when you have those experiences with each other on the water, it's like you can take that with you for the rest of your life, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And it's meaningful. It's really meaningful. And I don't think
It's
there
impactful.
there are
Yep.
many things more meaningful in the world than that. You know, because you can be like, yeah, we partied at that bachelor party with that dude, and it's like, well, I don't really know that dude. We didn't really like, it's like, all right, we had a good time, but it's not like, that
It's a
time
moment.
we had on the water.
I'm
you
in
know,
sales. It's like
different.
it's like sales. I used to be a salesman. You tell these stories, and it's like fishing. You're always going to tell that story or that hunting trip. Those are those moments that just it brings you together. You could close your eyes and you could tell every detail about it. What happened? You want it so much. It's such a special feeling. You were talking about the swordfish trip. I was this daytime swordfish tripping. We were trying it so much. You know, I'm a novice. I'm an idiot that is fortunate enough to got into this industry and go fishing a lot and enjoy it. And we went 6 times for daytime sword, nothing. And with daytime sword, you've got so much stuff out there. You got 2,300 feet of line. You got 15 pounds of weight. You got leaders. You got lights. So much that can go wrong. There were so many times we thought we were bringing something up. Oh, we're on. You were on one of those trips. We're on. We're high-fiving. Fucking lines tangled up and fucking weights down there.
It's so funny. Time out. I can pause you for
Hold
1
on.
second.
Well, can I take a
No,
real
no,
time?
no,
Shut up. Shut up.
This is me.
I'm the pee on your floor unless I get keys. Let me. Can I get your keys again?
Oh, you gotta go to the bathroom? I don't know.
I've been.
Go
Yeah.
ask Brian.
I'm
Go
about to
ask
break
Brian.
the
Hold
seal.
on.
Hey, hold
before-
that. Yeah, finish the story or
I'll
wait.
finish the story while you're
Oh,
peeing.
what? No, I want to be.
You're right. So you want to be here. So when
You hold it.
when a swordfish
Cross
is
your legs.
about
I've been holding it.
when a swordfish is about to get brought up with him on the boat, right? You start hearing like dun, 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 and he starts blasting like the Rocky music, and then the Eye of the Tiger
He's
starts
blasting
coming
that shit
on.
at 4
Listen,
a.m. in the morning.
I'm captaining the boat, so I'm looking at the guy on the rod. We on? We're on. We're on? We're on. You sure? We're on. We on? We're on. Dun, 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 and then
He starts boxing
and then the weight
me.
comes
He's like,
up.
"Yeah,
It's
we got
all
a sword coming up.
It's all tangled, fucking weight there. So that shit, and that was after, but that kind of shit was pissing me off. So I gave up for a bit, and then I watched another Florida Sportsman video by Mike, and it all came together. It got me all excited again. So I called my two guys,
clicked.
Rich and Jay. Said, "Listen, we're going Monday. You guys in? This is the trip. I feel it. I got it down pat now. Now I know when to make the fucking turn. And that bow, we're gonna fucking tie that bow up, and we're gonna catch that sword." So they're like, "We're in." So I tell my wife, I said, "It's the 7th trip. I was born on 7/7/70. We're gonna catch it today." And we went out that morning. We put it out. 45 minutes in, we got the hit. The line went doot 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 doot. And when I tell the story, they go, "No, you missed the bite. The bite was this. When you saw this, he's been on 20 minutes or whatever." Fuck them. We caught the fish. So
Don't matter when he bit. That motherfucker dead.
So like fish comes up 100 yards off the port side, jumps out of the water, goes down 600 feet. We fight him some more, comes up, jumps up, goes down 1,000 feet. 2 hours and 45 minutes. We're fighting him. And then we're getting him up, and everyone's like, "Oh, Mike says, the fight doesn't start until you get the weight off." So we're all like, we all watch the video. And now we're all waiting for the weight. Everyone's standing by the side waiting for the weight to come up. Weight comes up. It's in a fucking 4-foot ball of seaweed. And we're like pulling seaweed off the thing, and we're trying to put pressure on the line. We get it off, and then it starts. I've got an Intrepid, 48 Intrepid. I got quad Yamahas, and I turn the 3 port engines off. I leave the starboard engine off because now he's coming up. And Mike was right. Mike's like, "These are mean fish.
They'll charge the boat."
And that fucker was charging those engines. And my guy down there, Rich, he's like, hard left. And he's yelling at me. And Rich is a nice guy. You guys know him. The guy's like 6'4", 250
Not the guy to
pounds.
mess with.
He's a
for
big
sure.
teddy
He's
bear.
a big
He's a
dude.
big teddy bear,
And
though.
he's nice. And he's yelling at me. Hard left.
He's a fisherman.
I'm like, "Motherfucker, I got one engine. It takes me 9 turns to turn 4 quads." So we're doing circles, and the fish is there, and my one other buddy Jay on the boat, he's like, "Hey, have you ever thrown a harpoon before?" I'm like, I've thrown them at alligators. I'd love to do it, but then things are moving. I couldn't get off the wheel at the helm, and so Jay gives it to Rich, and we're ready to hit him. Rich takes one shot, hits him with the harpoon.
Rich.
Rich is legit.
Yeah,
Rich
Yeah.
is a good dude.
If anyone's gonna hit him with something, it's
Legit.
gonna be Rich.
Rich is legit. You want to date him? Don't tell him you said that. So anyway, he hits him with the dart.
He is-
We gaff him. We put another gaff at him. Now I told you how big Rich was. So
I feel loved. I feel
we-
loved if you hug me.
After we got the spear and 2 gaffs at him,
I love
Rich.
Rich.
Just goes sits down in the AC, and he's like, "I'm done, I'm done." And we get the fish in the boat, 291 pounds, and you know what song came on when we're running back is everybody that goes fishing. The best thing, no, that would have been fun. The best thing is the song on the way back in. And it was that fucking Chattahoochee song.
Oh, with the Alan Jackson?
And now I always have it in my head. Whenever it comes in, I remember that sword.
I tell you
fish.
what's hilarious.
And it was awesome.
Grawl with that highwayman. He's a nut about
I
that.
love the Highwayman.
It's good stuff.
Rich is a serious angler. I love Rich, and he is a damn good angler. That's for sure.
He's a great angler.
Yeah.
Rich, here's to you, Rich. He's
Yeah.
a great angler. Great angler. Except he doesn't put his lines out long enough sometimes, and sometimes he drinks too much, and But Rich, you're a good angler.
Bathroom break.
You talking about Jeff? Jay? What? Who?
I'm about Rich,
Oh.
but he is the man angler. You going to pee?
Yeah.
So are we cutting off? Is it cold in here? Get a little poke through those shirts there. You look excited to see me.
I'm just staring at Dennis the whole time.
You're taking it easy, huh?
baby.
Talk to Farina. Get a key from him. It's just you and me now.
It's just you and me.
What the hell are we going to talk about?
It's mono and mono.
We talk like 17 times a day.
Well, I'll tell you.
Let's talk about John.
But these guys, these captains, they're people don't know what they do.
Dude, it's hard work.
It sucks. It
is
sucks.
hard work.
It sucks.
And you got to go, whether it's rough or light.
Well, it
and, you know
sucks.
what I mean?
I'm lazy, man. When we like Jimmy Johnson tournament back when it was a little tournament, $350 in the Keys, meat tournament. We'd go out and have fun. And now it's it's a tournament of the world. It's the most awesomest experience out there.
Right.
And I fish in it, but I'm not the boat that is going to do anything. I ran 2 boats. So Charles ran the 34 CV, and he's my pro team, and I run the fun team on the Intrepid. And it's so much work. It's pre-fishing. It's like Vince Verga.
A lot goes into tournaments.
It's like Vince, who got me into the whole thing. He's like, listen, Harris, it's not what you think. It's a lot of work. You got to bait fish. You got to pre-fish. You got to this and that. I'm like,
rigging, all that shit.
It's crazy. And so humbly speaking, I leave that to the pros. And I'm very honored to get into the moment with them, and their hard work. I give them all the credit for it. I just try to back them, and I get to put them on the water. But what they do is amazing. It's so much work and so much dedication, and for us guys like myself who we half-ass it and just lucky enough to be there, to be surrounded by the guys in this industry that it's their livelihood and work at it. It's a hats off. It's that moment when it happens that we were talking about, that special moment. God, they know it more than anybody. I could see Art Sapp sitting up on the top, steering that boat, and when he's sending people home with those stories, and just sitting up there, what's going through his head, what he did that day.
That's one of the reasons why I love having Art on the show so much. Art's probably on like every 3rd episode.
Yeah, now.
He's a regular on. I mean, he's even texted me the other day. He's like, "Hey, we got to do another tournament talk." So this is like
he's
becoming
right there. He's
like
under the table.
Yes,
right there.
It's like partly Art's show and Skip too, Skip Dana. But one of the things I love about having the 2 of those guys on the show as regulars is that they bring up moments like that on the show all the time, and without even blinking an eye, they've forgotten more fishing than they'll ever know. And that goes for a lot of the other cats. That's why I love having captains on the show so much. Like, we've had so many guys like Rufus Wakeman and George Paparomo and George Gods on the show, and we got Rick Murphy coming up too, and it's like we got some great ones coming up.
And just to say, Charles, we go 8 hours on a charter without peeing, but on a podcast,
right,
hour in,
yeah, I'm back.
Bye, see you later.
I'm back. Hey, I had
wash your hands?
I had that. No, I didn't
Something
wash my
about
hands.
being on land, right?
I had that large Dunkin' coffee, and then we went straight into it. I definitely did not prep
he shows
myself.
up this morning, and he's like, "Give me the keys to the bathroom now."
That was for a different reason. This one was definitely coffee.
We're not going there.
So how long are we in right now?
Hour 35.
Yeah, we're good.
Let's just keep rolling. I'm telling you, we're going to break a record here. I mean, that's one thing me and Harris are really good at talking. So
talking about nothing?
we're talking about that big ass swordfish and me getting all sweaty.
Flies was like almost 3 hours long.
Yeah, Flies was a long time. And even Dave Farrell was like, I drove in for Orlando for this. You're not cutting this off now. We're going. I'm like, all right, we'll go as long as you want to go. And then there was that one time with Paul Robertson and Tiffany.
That one was long too.
So for fishing for muscular dystrophy, right? I talked to Paul and Tiffany when they came in for their episode. I'm like, oh, cool, man. You want to come in for an episode? Like, yeah, that'd be awesome. You know what I mean? And I know them from the Jimmy Johnson tournament. At the time in my relationship with them, Tiffany Tolleson.
Yeah.
So at the time in my relationship with them, I didn't realize that he lived in Maryland. So when I asked him on the show, I thought they were living in that house in Deerfield. So I'm like, oh, cool, you want to come on? So he's, yeah, we'd love to come on the show. We scheduled it out and everything like that. So they come in, and mind you, Paul has muscular dystrophy, right? So he has to walk with a cane and everything, and all and stuff like that. So they're like, yeah, we're out back because the Uber took us here or whatever like that. So they come walking in. He's like, yeah, sorry, we just got in from our flight and everything like that. And I'm like, oh, cool. How long are you going to be in town for? It's cool that you were able to arrange the whole, podcast with your trip. And he goes, oh, no. He goes, we flew in for the podcast. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Right? I'm like, really? This is awesome. I'm like, when are you flying back? He goes, no, we're flying back tonight.
You didn't even have any pineapple
oh my
juice.
God, this. That guy. And I'm telling you right now,
amenities?
I loved Paul before that podcast, but after that whole thing, like, you proved your worth to me. Like, that showed me what that guy was made of.
Have I proved my worth to you?
He has dedicated his. Not yet. Yes, you have. So, but I'm telling you, man, that was like pretty solid. And so when He's in there talking. And I'm like, I really got to pee.
Yeah, I feel like that was really rude to get up and go pee, but we ain't stopping anytime soon.
At this point in the show, it's kind of like we're past that. That was the point of bringing it up. So that was the first time that ever happened. And I really had to pee because we were, whatever. And then the show went for like 2 hours, and I'm like, we ended it. I'm like, I got to run to the bathroom.
I've had to pee for an hour.
At this point, I
was just trying to be a
leave.
good sport and hold it.
It's fine.
But I was like, I'm about to go. I got to go.
So Charles, I got a question for you. When did you know you wanted to be a charter boat captain? I wondered about that. Like, what clicks in somebody's head? Like, I didn't know what the fuck I wanted to do. I just wanted to make.
I didn't know what I wanted to do either. And I think the best part in life is things just happen. Like Dennis in this stick figure.
Dennis plays with toys.
Things just happen.
See his little feet.
I feel like if you.
We got to Photoshop a picture of Dennis in those
Back to
shoes.
the feet, all right? They're probably kid size here right
Dennis
now.
walking around the deck of the boat.
Those
We
are
should just-
Sperry's.
A wise man once told me to never leave Velcro. He's like, you're born with Velcro and you die with Velcro. Why ever go to laces? Kind of smart if you think about it. Laces are just a bad way to get yourself in trouble.
Oh, because when you're old, we get these back?
Yeah, you get them back. It's like you're born in diapers and you die in a diaper.
And
I'm wearing Olakais.
your souls.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
I'm wearing Olakais too. Definitely.
Oh, you really saw mine?
Definitely. Hopefully, Olakai might listen to this. And not sponsored at all by Olakai, but definitely the
I'm
nicest.
sponsored by Olakai.
Cool, get me one because they definitely make the best sandals.
They make the best everything. These
I saw those
awesome.
Let me see that.
Completely water. No,
What size are you? Small, right?
I'm a 15. I know where this is going.
Dennis Friel advertising the new toddler line of Olakais.
This podcast is brought to you by Olakai Sportswear.
And
Very
UFC.
comfortable, very cool, and catches you fish.
And UFC.
And UFC. No, they definitely make the best sandals, that's for sure. I've rocked a lot of sandals in my day, and Olakai's fit like a shoe. But
So
shout out to
what
Olakai.
made you decide you want to be a charter boat captain?
Life. Honestly, life. I've always fished.
Because I didn't see it coming when I met you, and you're like, I'm going to go be a
I didn't
charter
see it
boat
coming either. I feel like one thing I've learned about life is you try to make a plan, and then life's like, nah, this is where you're gonna go, kind of deal. And
everyone has a plan until you get punched in the mouth, right?
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what Mike Tyson said.
captain. What you do when you get up? Are you going to get up? What are you
Yeah.
going to do at that point in time? That's
Oh,
big time.
honestly, I kind of just like, I wouldn't say fell into it because obviously you have to get your captain's license. And I didn't know. I never knew. I just knew I loved to fish, and I know I was okay at it, and it kind of just fell into it. And I love my job. I knew I loved fishing, and I knew I spent a lot of money doing it. And I was like, well, let me just, I want to be a captain for a little while. I'm young, you could do it for whatever. And I don't know. I kind of just fell into it. I never really knew. And I just roll with the punches, just keep going. And life's just like a ride. You just got to enjoy it,
One day you wake up, you're 50 years old, drinking
Saying a rum in a microphone.
Well, that's not
Talking
what-
in a
oh, where did it
microphone.
all go? I'm a charter boat captain.
Yeah, see, that's where I'm not. That's where I'm not gonna be. But it's definitely a great place to start. That's for sure. And like I tell my clients, like, you're gonna do this forever, and I'm like,
Charles has
yeah,
big
I'm gonna-
plans, very ambitious.
I'm definitely very, very ambitious, And here's the deal to everybody that asks me this question. Yes, I want to be a captain for the rest of my life, but I don't want it to be the only source of income. I'd like to have something that brings solid income in, and then I guide because I love doing it. And I'd love to do it when I'm 70 to the point where like my client's like, bro, I don't know if you should be doing this anymore.
I don't know.
You totally just blew that.
This is my parallel with art.
You
right?
totally just blew that
I'm
flat.
telling you, fishing and art always have parallels because it's the same thing with me with painting. It's just like I love that. That's where it's at for me. The canvas. That's
it.
That's my fishing, right? Guiding or chartering, right? That's it for me. But
Yeah.
we gotta
gotta make
have
money.
different sources of revenue around here.
Yes.
So we have different channels. Of different buckets.
It's
of
all about
income around
revenue
here, right?
streams.
We have
All
our
revenue
custom
streams.
apparel and all the different things that we do
And
here.
it could be a few dollars here and
for
there,
me,
but
but for me, that's like, all right, I'm not going to sit back here and just paint all day. It's we're going to have other sources of making a living around here.
you got to have
You know,
other
we have a
sources of
company.
income.
Connected by Water is a company. It's not just some idea or some,
Oh, yeah.
you know, some.
You got to be
some-
smart about it.
Right. So I that's my parallel with that. It's like, yeah, you can't just charter for the rest of your life. You can't just paint for the rest of your life. You got to make other plans.
Yes.
Give up the Cabera. and the cicatera, sell the
Go
80
wasting
lobster,
money on
and
lobster.
there you go.
You and Tara.
Yeah.
Give all your lobster
Talk
to the
about
Jewish
a lot
guys.
of money wasted on lobster.
I want to catch a Cabera snapper one day.
It's a fish of a lifetime.
It's a bucket list.
You think
Yeah.
you think you're a man? Let me tie you into a Cubera and watch you get your ass worked. I mean, it is unbelievable.
We should go down to Costa Rica and catch them.
How come
poppers.
whenever I mention like fishing and I want to go on a trip to Costa Rica, the wife say, "You're not going to Costa Rica."
Why not? It's only a 2-hour flight.
Is that all they do? Is there something else going on in Costa Rica besides fishing?
Hookers.
Exactly.
surfing.
That's what I thought it would.
You guys go fishing. I know where I'll be.
Are the hookers on the east? On the Atlantic side or the Pacific side?
San
know.
Juan.
They're on both
I wouldn't know.
I got a guy.
because
Why do you got to go to Costa Rica for? You can get hookers here.
Not like
that's
that,
something
though.
the women are tied up. I mean, I've said I want to go to Costa Rica like 5 times. Like, you're not going to Costa Rica. I mean, what kind of story is it? I'm like, why not? There's good fishing there.
There's
Good
great
fishing
fishing.
there.
Fishing. You know,
I
we
don't- I
should
don't
go
know
on
what
a
the problem
we
is.
should go on a fishing trip. We'll
It's
go
not- it's not
we'll
like-
go
it's not
we'll go
hooker
snapper
land.
fishing.
You
We'll
want
go
hooker-
snapper fishing.
What are you talking? Like,
If
why
I
do
say
people
I'm going to Alvarado, okay, no problem.
Why
Have a
would
good
you
time.
say hookers? Like, it's not like Costa Rica at all.
It is 1,000% Costa Rica.
I don't know. I don't know. You've been talking to him.
Killer
Like, Costa
fishing.
Rica to me is like Los Sueños, Capos, like great fishing, great surfing.
Great hookers.
It's been that was not my experience.
That's why
at
the
all.
wife is not going to let you go.
Charles
1,000%.
is like, snapper fishing is incredible in Costa Rica.
Yeah.
You have to go there.
I've never been, but I've heard great stories.
roosters and cuberas.
I heard it's
I think
pretty
it's like a tall tail.
sailfish
I think
for-
it's a tall tail.
I'm-
with the hookers.
I'm
It's a
spending
tall tail.
$600 to go snapper fishing. Here you only have to spend like $100.
I mean,
think-
would you rather go to Costa Rica? Would you rather go get a hooker, or would you rather go fishing?
fishing
I'd rather get
Exactly.
tight.
all
Me
day
too.
long.
Me
all day
too.
long.
Because you could do that here if you want, right?
That's my point. Listen,
Right?
I think the
Right?
hooker thing,
But
that's,
you
a
do that
here,
person,
right?
that's a personal choice.
It's known for that.
no
That's
matter
why,
where you are in the world. So you want to choose to get hookers, that's you. We're going to choose to
Well, I
fish.
would say I'm not. That's not me. I'm
How
just
about
saying that's
this?
what it's known.
You seem
Well,
like
that's
you're
what-
pretty adamant about that's the
that's
place
what
for
it's
hookers.
known
I don't
for.
know.
We'll have the best of both worlds. We'll go to Costa Rica and we'll go fishing with a hooker rod,
Yes,
I'll call Skip.
wearing olakais.
snapper fishing. That's what it's known for. That's
on a
why
CV.
I told my girlfriend I want to go to Costa Rica. That's the first thing she brought up. That's what it's known for.
Really?
First thing she brought up.
That's
Hookers?
surprising.
Yep. She goes, "You're never going to Costa Rica." That's what
I've
it's,
been to Costa Rica. I ain't seen hookers.
I've been to Costa Rica too. And I stayed in
I'm
Los
just-
Sueños.
I didn't even go fishing.
I stayed in Los Sueños and it was an amazing time. We had a great time. We went fishing and everything.
I'm
Whatever.
personally trying to go to Costa Rica because I want to catch that Pacific snook. Have you
Yeah.
seen those things?
Yeah,
They're
no,
massive.
monsters.
They
I
are
want one too.
giants.
You want to come?
Pacific
you want
Snook.
to go to Costa Rica?
They're
It's only a 2-hour
They're
flight.
like they're megas. I mean, just I could imagine the thump
50
on that thing.
pounds.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do a
Is it in
connected
the-
by
what
water
do they
Costa
call it?
Rica
In the
trip.
notch. What do they call it? In the
The
Like-
Belton.
where you can eat them. What are they called? In
Oh,
the
slot.
Oh,
Slot.
slot.
They don't have a
slot.
slot.
I don't fish
I
for
don't think
anything
that-
that's in the slot.
I don't think
Slots,
they have rules
I
there.
don't
No,
think
they
it's-
catch those fucking things with the net and just
Yeah.
pull them up on the beach.
What is there's big peacock bass there too, isn't there? Like giant
Yeah.
peacock bass.
Yep.
Like, don't get me wrong, sailfish. I love all types of fishing, but dude, to get tight on like that Pacific snook or like a big peacock would be sick.
Peacock bass, bonefish to me are like the two of the best fighting fish pound for pound.
Peacocks?
Yeah.
I haven't done it in so long. I really don't
Yeah.
remember.
We lose it.
We used to do it when I was kids.
Peacocks are strong, dude.
I know the thump. I'm all about the thump. Like the fight's cool and all, but the thump is where it's at.
Yeah, peacocks are strong.
That's why I love the snook.
Yeah, the thump.
Yeah.
Like you're like, oh, like when you're sitting there, line on with your finger on the line, you're like, poof, and you're like, all right, I
Peacocks
just got
are
bit.
strong.
Mm-hmm.
It's like two opposites. A peacock is strong.
Peacock bass.
Peacock. Peacock.
You know what? Actually,
Peacock.
you should invite me
Strong.
over to your house one time.
Bull mahi.
I'll show you how to catch them. You
Peacock. Bull mahi.
You got
Peacock.
peacocks up here.
got peacocks right behind his house.
I ain't going-
Deerfield?
I ain't going
No,
peacock
the
fishing.
Parkland house.
Going peacock fishing. You don't see peacock fishing shows.
They
Peacock.
are
Yeah, you do.
really cool fish though.
Peacock.
Now
I want to
there
get
are.
one of the speckled ones that are down there in South America, like 25 pounders.
Speckled.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
the-
look just
the-
like a peacock, just has
Yeah,
There-
the Amazon.
there's like
yeah.
there's like 5
Brazil?
different species or whatever. The
Brazil
speckled
and
ones are
Panama?
the ones that get fucking massive, like 25 pounds.
There's,
We have-
there's crocodiles around too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
See, I'm
and-
trying to get
and,
tight on something and beat it to the boat. You know, like crocodile
golden-
chasing it down.
Golden Dorado.
yeah, those are badass too.
What is it?
A golden Dorado. They're
A big mahi.
Both.
Oh, that down. No.
I'll show you a
it's
picture.
not. It's like a
It's a
big.
freshwater
it's almost
fish.
like a. It's almost like a discolored, like golden, like big,
See,
huge.
almost
trout
look like
looking
a
thing.
like a salmon.
like a salmon, a trout. Yeah. down in like the Amazon River.
Brown trout?
No, not a brown trout.
I heard that. Yeah.
We need to have a brown trout sound, John, on your machine.
See, I'm a big saltwater guy. We need our
Brown
saltwater
trout.
captains. You guys got to find a way to be
That's a
more
Those.
more creative to get. Let me finish this now. You guys got to be more creative to get your audience level up on people watching you on TV. Like, I think saltwater is so much more exciting than freshwater.
Yeah.
But you know why?
Yeah, hold on. I'm not done yet. But these fucking freshwater guys, their little boats and their shirts with sponsors from head to toe. They're sitting out. Got one here. Got one under the dock.
Well,
And they get the sponsorships left and right.
You know why, right?
Look at how much freshwater covers the country
there's
and the
more.
world.
That's why.
Our demographic is a lot smaller.
Harris, I 1,000% agree with you. Freshwater
No.
fishing sucks.
Yeah.
Listen,
But-
it's all right, but we need more saltwater. You saltwater guys, you guys need to show your personalities all the time instead of, trying to look professional.
Well,
all
that's
the
what
time.
we're trying to do here. Connect by water, right?
Come on, have you watched my YouTube videos?
I've watched YouTube
I don't hold
videos.
it back. I do.
Because
I do a little bit.
I
but
used to freshwater fish when I was in summer camp up in the Northeast. My rowboat, go for bass and everything. But once you catch a snapper
wish I
that's
had this
bigger
on
than the
video.
biggest bass you'll ever catch,
Yeah.
Or use
and
a
I hate
mullet.
snapper fishing.
or use
I
a
never
mullet
got-
the size of the
use
biggest
a
bass
mullet,
for a
the
fish.
size of that.
For
Yeah,
tarpon.
some
For
of my
tarpon.
snook baits are bigger than these.
It's
fucking
exciting.
bass.
And you guys say, fishing is a male-dominated sport, but if you go on social media, there's a lot of women. And they may not be
seen
fishing,
who
but
you
there's a lot
follow.
of women connected with saltwater fishing.
Yeah.
Connected
and
by water.
They're not connected with bass. Well, maybe Darcizzle. She does a lot of
She
bass
does peacock
fishing.
fishing.
She likes the peacocks.
I'd like to have her on the show.
She's a
Yeah.
very
She'd be
successful.
great. She'd be great to have on the show.
She used
seems
to
like a-
work. She used to work for Rich.
Really?
Really?
Let's bring her on the show.
She seems like a good
Bring
businesswoman
her
too.
on the show.
Yeah, we'll just hang out.
But you do realize
Rich
why?
is like, don't
That's
bring
all
her on the
this
show.
is one big ass hangout.
You should bring
Let's-
her and Jeff Maggio on.
Let's
They're like
ask
best friends.
Darcizzle what she thinks of Rich.
We got
You talking about
no.
Big Rich,
No,
You didn't
they're
like
not
Big
best
Rich.
friends.
Big Dick Rich.
Oh, really?
Big Rich.
You know why? You do realize though why like freshwater
Really?
fishing is so dominant because everybody in America and the world can relate to it.
Can do it.
I never understood
I
that either.
agree.
I'm like,
I agree.
what's the deal with freshwater? Saltwater fishing is so much cooler and better. It's because anybody can walk out of their house and
And do
go
it.
find a pond.
See, to me,
Saltwater is only for
to
the
me,
coastline.
the epitome of skill and art of fishing
Is
in
fresh.
my mind, is fly fishing for bonefish. To me,
You do love that.
To me,
Are you trying to go sight fish? Are you trying to go eco tours?
No,
or are you
no,
trying
no,
to go
no, no,
get
no,
tight?
no.
I just like
No,
to get tight. I
No,
mean,
no, I'm saying as far as like talent and work and just science and everything behind it, it's like very difficult to do. And to me, that's
Very.
like,
It sucks.
But when
See, I do that.
no.
I do that when I'm on land. When I'm on water, I want to troll
Get
with
tight.
my wife
yeah, but
and
you're
get
missing
hot and
you're
get
missing
naked
my point.
and get in the bait well.
You're missing
and,
my
and
point.
troll.
I've seen pictures of him in
That's
the
what I
bait well.
want.
He,
This
he
happened.
does get into the bait well, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't have time for
Yeah, see, look,
performance.
he's writing in
I'm
his
just-
notes.
I'm just trying to get tight.
He's writing in his notes because I need that picture
That's all I want
because
to
it
do.
does exist. No, but you're missing my point. When
It does
comes to-
exist, by the way. You can
Hey,
find
there's
it.
nobody out here. Get naked.
Jesus Christ.
There's nobody here. There's nobody here for miles.
I
See, if you're
cannot-
freshwater
See
fishing,
my-
oh no, there's
see my
somebody
pain?
walking across the bridge.
Yeah,
Get naked, go saltwater fishing. Enough said.
it is true. What will it take for you to get on my boat and have a good time?
Dennis is like, don't say that.
Oh,
Dennis is
you
like,
already just said.
What do you say?
No, let's not repeat it. But
Dennis said, don't say get naked because they're not wearing my shirts.
if you're gonna be wearing anything,
So
just
my
make sure it's just my
point in
shirt.
bringing up the bonefish for the fly fishing for
Hey, you
bonefish.
could have stayed down there this
is-
weekend. They got 10 of them down there, but you're going to Tennessee.
I'm trying to hang out with you, bro.
I'm just gonna start sucking on this.
I think Harris needs another
That'd be a
recap.
funny picture. You sucking on Pilar in those sneakers. That'd be funny. I may draw a cartoon of that.
I'm so done.
I'm
Is
still
that
waiting
the
on
first
my.
time he ever said he's not on the podcast? That's good.
Yeah.
See, this morning he was asking me to come on, and I'd be like, he's not coming on anymore.
He'll never ask for any of us to come on.
What
ever
the
again.
hell is that, Charles?
I'm surprised.
That's somebody after they just landed their Peacock Pass.
I'm surprised Dennis even invited me on after the JJ tournament when all the Tito's was
It's
flowing
like
so heavy.
the older crowd that saw when Harry met Sally. What did they say that? What was the line he said? with like peacock bass.
You really bring it when Harry met Sally
Yeah.
and peacock bass?
He said,
What?
What do they call the potatoes or the tomatoes?
Potatoes, tomatoes.
No, when he ate some pecan pie, pecan bass.
I don't.
Peacock bass.
Boy, the Pilar is flowing.
I'm too young.
You
for
don't
this.
remember the pecan pie? Pecan
The
pie.
only thing I remember about when Harry met Sally is when she had an orgasm in the restaurant.
Who the
You
hell
would
is
remember
Harry?
that. What are you
That-
trying to
that's
make it?
the
the
Do you know
only
who
part of the
Harry
movie?
is?
I'm lost.
I'm lost.
It's Tom
What
Hanks.
It is when
and Meg
Harris
Ryan.
met Charles.
We're talking about a movie. The movie. We're talking about a movie that came
You're
out
talking
before
about
they were
orgasms.
born.
I mean, I'm familiar with like
We're
old
talking
Jim
about fishing,
Carrey
you're talking about
movies,
orgasms.
like
We're
Public-
old.
or-
They're not. They don't know what we're talking about when we say
What movie is
when Harry met Sally.
You never
They-
saw Harry
It's a
Met
movie.
No, that's
It's
what
a
I'm saying.
movie.
They don't
Harry
know
Met
at all.
Sally. I didn't know Tom Hanks.
Like our social meter just went down
No,
because
no,
you
okay.
brought up
right
when
now,
Harry met Sally.
Right now, you got to cut to the clip in the deli while she's having the orgasm, and then
yeah.
sponsorship will go back.
We're
out.
talking like
And you
80s,
know, it's
right?
right down Meg Ryan orgasm.
Yeah, you put that
He's
there.
gonna be looking at it later, like, what am I looking at?
Right.
Put that in a Google.
She did a good
25.
job. She did a good job doing it.
She did an amazing job.
I just watched that Tom Hanks movie from
But
like
they
the
look
70s.
at her. She's
when
like
he was
80 years old now. And they're like, that's nothing sexy about that.
Meg Ryan.
Unless you're 90.
Oh man, she's kind of cute.
Here we go.
That's gonna put on my list. Harry Met Sally.
When Harry met Sally.
When Harry Met Sally.
Yeah.
I'm pretty familiar with some old movies, but
When
I've
did you think
never.
you'd be talking about Harry But Sally on a podcast for fishing?
Man, you guys are squirrels.
Oh, yeah.
We
It's,
are
it's
all
not just
over the
about
place.
fishing, it's about connected by water.
So bass fishing.
There's a
anyone
real-
can do it.
Or ass fishing in Costa Rica.
Anyone can do it.
And if you have enough
But
money,
not everyone can
anybody-
catch a bonefish on fly.
Everybody
Boom, I said
can with enough money. Yeah, he's right about that.
He's right about that. See what he said?
Fly fishing is definitely difficult. There's no doubt about it.
That's why I don't do it.
That's why I don't do it either. I can whip a fly rod. I've caught really big tarpon on fly rods. I've caught a lot of fish on fly, but it's like, do you want to go catch fish or you want to go look at fish?
Listen, life's hard enough on land. So when I get on water, I want it to be
Take it
Tekéze.
easy.
Exactly. Look at that, right?
Yeah,
Say
there
that.
you-
Good.
yeah.
Good promo
Exactly.
right there.
Who the hell wants to go whip around a bunch of chicken feathers at a fish? It's probably going to turn it down.
Just keep it
I am
going. I
not-
want it to feel good.
I am not dissing on all those guys that have marketed themselves for bonefish permit tarpon because you guys are geniuses and they're definitely the hardest fish to catch. Tarpon, bonefish permit, the hardest fish to catch. There's no doubt about it. It's just like when I'm on the water, like he said, I'm just trying to take it easy. Like just get tight. That's all I'm worried about, you know? And that's a good way not to get tight. It's like fly fishing for them, you know? I mean,
You went to Bahamas bone fishing.
that's different. You could put two flies on the same tippet and pull two bonefish out of the same school.
Oh, but
And
he didn't.
Really?
I was
going to
say earlier, there's some spots where you can catch a bonefish on
What's
fly.
this here
Anybody
for?
can.
What's this here for, by the way?
That's from Joey Arcadia.
Arcadia.
What is this here for? What is this?
That was on the front of his Ram truck.
Where does this fit into
But
the whole
Accardi,
motif?
by the way.
What is this here
Accardia.
Accardi.
for? Is this for
Accardi.
Joey?
What?
Is this for Joey?
No, this is from my nephew used to work at the Outback. When they were redesigning
This-
it, they had
this-
this on the wall, so he grabbed it.
This is reminding
That's
me
where that
of
came from.
University of South Florida stupid fucks. This is coming off the table right now.
Is that
I don't
it-
like USF. This
All
is
right,
a
Bulls.
all right.
I'm with Harris on that one.
Jesus Christ, you guys are
Hey,
redesigning
what
the-
happened to
Come
the?
out
What
Hey,
happened to the
I like
little guy?
I like the Marx brothers though. They're good. They're good guys.
What happened to what?
the little guy, the knight.
We replaced him
Oh,
with the
yeah,
big
he
night.
put him up on. We got the totem pole.
Dennis
now.
said
Done.
good night to him. Get it? Get it? Good night.
Put this up front.
There you go.
You better watch that transom. That thing might disappear. What is that camera even looking at right now? And what do I got to do to get him down to film an episode of Tekéze TV?
Who?
He's got all.
Down.
He's got all
Him?
the, no, him.
No, no.
Well, I'd like all
What?
you guys. I
tell
can't.
you.
I'd like to do.
Tekéze TV. We're gonna do a Connected by Water video with you.
I'd love
in
to
October.
have you guys. I'm always bitching to Harris about coming down and fishing more with me. Can we please like at least do a video? Like we don't have to.
Well, you know, Dennis paints.
down.
We're
on
already going down the
Mondays.
first week of October to do a video with Amanda and Emily.
Oh yeah, they do videos with the
hey,
twins.
Just hit a sore spot there.
Let's
Oh,
just
yeah.
face it. I am definitely not as cool as the twins. There's no doubt
Charles
about
is
it.
like, they're going to show you how to anchor the boat?
Don't diss on them. But
So
yeah.
what I was
I
gonna
didn't see
say
that.
was, if you want to do a video on that trip, we can do a video on that
But
trip.
he goes down to hang out with the twins, not me though. I clearly don't know how to fish. I just know how to drive the boat. I'm hurt. I may look big and tough on the outside, but I'm a big ball of emotions on the inside.
Listen,
You heard about damn
what-
near every one
What
of them.
happens when you put Charles, some other cool UCF alum, together with the Gale Force twins?
Talk
You win the meat tournament at the JJ Fish tournament. That's what happens.
Get tight, baby. Get tight.
We're all connected by water, Charles.
Me and Harris have been very fortunate with our tournament
But it's a
strings.
two-way street.
I'm still very hurt that you're going down to hang out with the twins, and I mean, you know, he had
We
a,
can go and
being
fish with
connected
him,
by a
too.
ciguatera.
So we could we could finish this conversation officially at the end. We're gonna finish this conversation officially at the end of the podcast, are we not?
I'm hurt.
Don't be hurt. Be excited. Opportunity awaits. Am I wrong?
These twins have been stealing.
dun.
I get it, they're hot, but they've been stealing all my my friends.
It has nothing to do with being hot. Amanda and Emily are awesome people.
Oh, they are. There's no doubt about that. I'm
Right?
just jealous.
Junior watches their videos. Their videos are very good. Your videos are very good too.
Amanda and Emily
They're all
work
very
hard.
good videos.
Amanda and
Let's
Emily
just-
work hard. They do a great
Let's
job.
just say they blew up.
Of course they did.
24,000. I texted them. I was like 24,000 subscribers in a month, and I got 2 charters from them like in a week. I was like, let me know when you guys want to start this throuple, and I can just marry you both.
Listen,
I will tell you this.
Amanda and Emily are special people. They really
I watched Emily and Amanda's how to throw a cast net video. I watched your video on how to throw a cast net, and after watching both of them, I still buy bait. It's fucking hard, dude. I got short arms. What can I
No
tell you?
pancakes.
Catching bait sucks. No, catching bait is. I love catching bait because my biggest thing is like what I always describe is like you guys go fishing to catch one fish on one line and one hook. I just threw the net and caught 100 fish at one time. It's like sabikis. You got one fish tied onto your line. I got
It's cocky.
6.
It's like
Isn't it?
snapper fishing.
He's cocky.
You gotta have a little attitude.
I just like getting tight. I just like getting tight, and I'm tight on 6 fish, and you're tight on 1 fish. You know, that's why I love bait fishing. It's a good joke too for the charter captains out there. Like, cause we catch bait every morning in our charters. I'll throw the cast net, and when I put them in the well, I'm like, all right, so if anybody asks, just let them know you caught 100 fish in the first 15 minutes.
I always
am I
like
lying?
bait fishing.
I love bait fishing,
I love bait fishing too.
but throwing a net 1,000 times does suck.
When I first
will
started
say,
going out, when I was
yeah.
40, that was a long time ago. I'd go out. First charters I ever went out with was with Ray Rocher on the Miss Brit, and that was the coolest time. We go out and catch bait. I was
Go with
amazed.
Ray.
It's
Ray's the
amazing.
man.
I'm still amazed by it. It's like you got to have, and that's what Charles taught me. You got to have, and I thought it was just all right. You get some pilchers. Nope. Charles like a fucking menu. You got to have pilchers,
Pinfish.
herring, all kinds of different shit. And I'm just happy enough. Well, shit, you need a lot of bait wells. That was the problem with us. Like I had this CV with DirecTV on it and everything, and Charles like, no, you need multiple bait wells. Like, well, then you can't watch football. I mean, it's like difference of opinions there.
Right.
You know. Now I have.
I'm all about the bait. I am
it's all
all
like-
about the bait.
he's all about
I
the
don't
bait.
diss on any type of fishing, you know, like whatever you want to do, artificials, fly fishing, whatnot.
I have an affinity for
But the
bait
bait,
as well.
man, bait, it's all about the bait.
It's kind of like pickup lines at a bar.
Gotta have bait.
You know, the right bait.
Yep. Very rare you find one of my paintings in it without bait because I think it's just, to me, from a visual perspective alone, it's just it's that last final touch that just cascades all the energy and.
I
know,
got a
but
bait.
but
I-
I love bait. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That goggle eye.
Goggle eye.
That guy show that
The,
to the camera.
most expensive bait
That
fish
goggle
alive.
eye that I drew that's on your
Goggle.
arm.
And that's
right?
Tekéze right there. X marks the
Right.
spot.
I'm so proud of that goggle eye.
And
drew
I
that?
love it.
That's,
Yeah.
that's the Jimmy Johnson sailfish. I'm suing the JJ
Yeah.
Fish tournament. Sorry, Todd and Val, because of plagiarism. This is mine first.
It's on my skin.
Right.
It's on my skin.
No, I love. It's all about bait fishing, man. It's all about the bait. And
Well,
I'm
I
so-
mean, we got no live bait needed.
Yeah,
It
I love to
is-
throw artificials too, but
Yeah, I love artificial.
there's nothing like the thump on an
Yeah,
artificial.
yeah,
They're like
yeah.
that's like where the bass fishing comes in, like for snow. You know, you're working
Yeah.
like, and then you feel the thump, and you just.
Did you get my lures yet?
nope, I have not gone there
You haven't
yet.
seen Mike yet?
Mm-mm.
All
I've
right.
been so busy I couldn't go. I'll try and go this week though.
And then we're gonna go fishing.
I don't like artificial.
Would you say
No,
your
he's like,
Would you say
okay,
your
like,
bait
okay,
game
okay.
has
The mullet
stepped
are
up?
on their way. They're almost here.
Would you say that
You
you've
want to still go fishing with me,
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
is
we can
it-
go.
Or you're done with
I
me?
just
He's
I
just
haven't
trying to
been
get a
fishing
fishing
since I
trip.
caught that tarpon. To be honest,
You're
I
done.
thought we
so
were the
busy.
guests on the
You're not done
podcast.
with me.
no, we can still go.
Oh yes. Yay! We can still go fishing.
He looks really familiar. Like looking at him,
He's John Travolta.
that's
Yep.
what it is. I've seen him in a lot of
Yep.
movies.
Yeah.
Would you say your bait game has not your bait game, but like the importance of bait in your mind improved since you met me?
Oh no, definitely.
Since you met
I
me.
definitely-
Now I know why I'm not catching fish still.
I definitely have seen Harris's bait like
I
importance.
love my bait masters, baby. Thank you.
Definitely seen the
Cool,
importance
man.
of bait grow in his eyes. That's for sure. I think it's very important.
Listen, as long as you got a hot chick on the boat, cold bait well, and a cooler filled beer,
Get naked.
and get lucky once in a while, get a nice bowl, it's the greatest day. That's what I love about fishing. It's just taking it in. You talk about enjoy the ride and everything, you just enjoy it. How can you not love it? Just being out there, the scenery.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Storms, flat seas. It's just you become one with yourself. You know, men become sensitive.
And the other
out
guys on the
water.
boat. That whole connected by water thing that we were talking about earlier. You really connect with people on your boat
Oh, yeah.
when you're on the boat all day with them.
Why are you taking pictures?
Because I got to do this for like social media. And stuff.
I've never
He
seen
is
you
pretty
take-
good at
I've
doing
never
his social
s-
media.
He's pretty good at it.
I will say though,
See?
I should have worn a hat.
Right? Should have worn a hat. That's what he says.
Well, I destroyed my Dennis Friel hat already. It's like turning blue.
John's really
This
the
black
photographer, though.
Yeah, yours is turning blue too, kind of.
Is it?
Unless I'm colorblind.
Might be. Looks like it's fading a little bit.
What's that?
That's
My
a great.
hat.
That's a great. It is fading. That's what I remember mine being black, but now it's like that color.
Yeah.
I can wear it through a hat real quick.
Right now, the people listening to the show are just changing the channel.
No, but I
Talking
think
about how your hat color
I think if you want to look at a positive thing besides the drinking, the hookers, and everything, fishing and on the water has been a shining beacon during COVID.
Absolutely.
See, you think people are
100%.
turning the channel right now, but people are turning their volume up because not everybody talks about this stuff.
'Cause
And
you
like
just said
were-
hookers.
Yes, exactly. And like what you were saying before, as far as like the whole fishing thing is like you need that uncensored, like, or you were saying it, like the whole, like people need to like live a little bit, like the whole TV shows you're talking about changing and whatnot.
Well, it's for the people. If you don't get out there, you want to feel different. You go fishing. You just go out there.
And that's
Just being on the water. That's the special thing. That's what you.
There's
talk
nothing
about.
better than getting out of there.
There's nothing.
There's nothing. I mean, when you can completely disconnect from the world.
Unless you
and-
go out in
yeah,
6 to
and just
8
feel
and
like-
catch shit the whole day. You never want to go fishing.
That's a different story.
This sucks. Jesus, Dennis said it would be fun. He
Why
said
the
I'd be connected. I was throwing up the whole time.
Connected.
This is terrible.
connected to that gunnel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my biggest thing with like I have a problem with the whole fishing like television and all that stuff is people just like try to like live by social standards, like what they can say and what they can do, and it's like
Fishing is hard.
Never try to play that game in my mind because it's not authentic.
no,
You know what I
be
mean?
authentic,
Yeah.
be real. Like it's okay. There's kids or women around. Watch your mouth, but like
This
be
is
your-
why I don't script this show and I don't have any paper in front of me.
Yeah,
and
Dennis
all
goes.
this
I
stuff
have
like
no
that.
idea what we're gonna talk about. I'm like, don't worry
Because
about
like
He
that.
says, I don't know what I'm going to paint today. You really live your life day to day, huh?
Yes, I do.
And, hey, enjoy.
Honey,
the
what do
ride.
you want to do tonight? I don't know.
What are you doing tomorrow?
I don't know.
I don't know.
What are you going to paint? I don't
I'm just
know.
gonna actually. I'm
How's
just. I'm
work?
sitting there.
I don't know.
See,
I
now
haven't
one day
received
he's
a
like,
phone
"What am
call
I
from-
gonna paint?" He'll paint the osprey with
I
his
haven't
head on it.
received
Yeah,
a.
that's fine.
I'm just kind of waiting for Harris to call me to ask me to go fishing. It hasn't happened yet, so that's what I say every day.
I'm going fishing tomorrow?
I feel like he doesn't fish enough.
No, you did a podcast today. If you didn't do the podcast today, we go fishing tomorrow.
He needs to fish more.
Me and John are going to do a podcast from the boat tomorrow. Send it to you.
That would be a great podcast from Boca Lakes, getting attacked by sharks. It's for those
You
that
can
are
put your shark costume on and swim around in Boca Lake.
I should. Be great.
for those of you listening, we were all over the place. We like try to talk about sharks.
Oh, you talk about so what? What is
Everywhere.
with the old man with the hair on the side of his head on the table? That I just
You know who that is?
he scares me.
Pablo Picasso.
Oh yeah, that's right. That is Pablo Picasso. I think Pablo Picasso needs to go in the drawer. He's scary. It's kind of like one of those horror films.
See, right there, it says it right in his ass, Pablo Picasso.
It's
No shit.
he's scary.
The Little Thinkers series.
He looks like
Where'd you even get that from?
He looks like an old man with Alzheimer's who forgot how to paint.
Boca Raton Museum of Art on its grand opening. I'm like, oh, I bought this for one of my kids, and then they were gonna, before we're throwing it out.
He
I'm like,
freaks
oh,
me
it's
out, Pablo.
So who would you say is more into the sport, your daughter or your son?
It's about equal.
About equal.
About equal.
She's just more
I mean, you saw
outgoing.
them.
He's just quiet.
Yeah, he's just quiet.
But he's still- you think
they
he's-
both charge just as hard about it.
But yeah, so they're both equally
Yeah,
interested
yeah.
in it. Do you feel like I broke through his quiet shell a little bit? I tried my best.
With Sean, it's a little tough because he's got some barriers. You know what I mean? And but this is one of the reasons why I was saying it was so great that day we went fishing with you, because to get through to Sean the way you did was very hard. Because he's different than other kids. You know what I mean? He's got that wall for some reason. We're working on that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, no, we're working on it. But but he always gets like and Harris is like that too. He loves Harris. You know what I mean? So he's very comfortable around Harris. So it's like and same thing with you too. He likes you a lot too. When you see and he just kind of like, if he doesn't feel comfortable with someone, then he'll just like hide behind me the whole time and just not whatever, but when we went on the boat with you, you saw it like took him a little bit to warm up, but it's almost like you just instinctually knew how to like break down his wall. Mm-hmm. And it was really, that made the day for everybody.
I like a good challenge.
Yeah, that made the day, because when Sean's off, it's like a trickle down theory for everybody. Yeah. Like you saw it too when we were down at your house down there. Mm-hmm. Like if Sean's off, that like messes up the trip for everybody, because it could be pretty strong. You know what I mean? And I know I'm getting a little personal here. You know what I mean? But it could like.
I know. But he's on when he's on the water.
Yeah.
He's on.
No, when he's on, he's dude. When if you can break through that wall, dude, he's boom, 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 and catch every fish and whatever like that. You know what I mean? But if it's tough, and it could be very tough for Liz. You know what I mean? And to have to handle that.
That's the biggest thing too. Is part of my job is freeing you from the kids. You know, trying to get them. And
that's why when we went out, I was totally fine with like, I'm not catching any fish.
Charles,
you know what I mean? I'll just help you mate. You know what I mean? Because I already knew the kids were going to be like, whatever. But and then but. You did a great job with the kids, really, and I know Ian said the same thing. When you took them out and with his kids and everything like that.
His kids were both all about it too.
Yeah, and that's what I said to him even before he went out. I said the kids are gonna have a great time at Charles Watch.
Yeah,
and it's crazy. I mean, there's a lot of crazy captains out there.
Yeah,
and that's where I give it to you. I mean, you make it about the people on the boat having the experience and such. I mean, I've gone out a few years ago. We went on 2 charters for a bachelor party, and on the opposite boat, fucking first mate put a knife to the throat of the captain and kind of mutinied. True story. Kind of mutinied the boat
on a charter.
That is how you don't get a tip
on a charter boat.
On a charter?
On a charter boat.
I've heard the story. Yeah.
And
is it out of Islamorada?
No, it was out of Fort Lauderdale.
Really?
And but you hit it right. I mean, it's about the experience out there, because every day is not a great catching day. But it's about the experience that you put and, make those moments on the water to get people to come back. And everybody I've sent you down there, I mean, they rave about it.
Yeah. If you think of Sean, if you look at Sean's scenario, right? And if like you were kind of like an asshole or an aggressive captain or that could have made a lasting impression on him.
Yeah.
And he probably
all it takes is you shouldn't have pulled that hard.
What are you doing?
And how? And you see that a lot,
right?
You do see that out there.
Well, because it's it could have made him not want to fish anymore. But now you know what he talks about. Remember when he lost that fish? I don't know if you remember or not, but he lost that fish up on the trolling motor.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That was the biggest fish of the day.
Yeah.
But he didn't have the tip up enough to get it around the trolling motor, and he kind of lost it on the trolling motor.
That just reassured him. I'm like, that's all right.
But the story Sean tells is the fish was so big it broke my line. Right. And so, but
I'll back that up. I got you, Sean.
Yeah. And then he's like, because that's what he said to him. He goes, Sean, that fish was so big it broke your line. Rather than, next time just lift it over, and rather than he's 7. You know what I mean? Tell him a story. And he knew that. That was great. And now Sean tells that, I had the biggest fish on that day, but it broke my line. It was so big.
I know. I know you're 46, but that's what I told you when you lost that bowl. Same thing. Made you feel good.
And
it's okay, Dennis.
All defense to those captains that do get worked up about it. I get it. They're trying to catch fish, and that's their job, and they want to make sure you're successful at it. So that some of them are a little hard on you, but you can't do that. I do see where they're coming from, though. Like, fishing is, I love clients that go, whatever's easiest. I'm like, nothing's easy. Nothing in life is easy.
Right.
Like, what do you mean?
What's to enjoy if it's easy?
Yeah, exactly. I'd be like, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it, I was like, so nothing's easy, and I do get it why they're hard on people. I watch captains like curse at their clients and stuff like that because you just lost that might be it. The whole saying is it only takes one fish.
It sucks when you lose a fish. It sucks. You don't need that on top of it.
Yeah, don't sit there and rag on them. But I do get where they're coming from. It's like that might have been our one.
We're backcountry fishing, and their kids are 7 and 9 years old. What does it matter? It doesn't. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter.
I can care what happens as long as they're having.
Now,
Yeah,
when
it was-
we're out fishing,
it was
then
probably
it's fun
just a
fucking
night-
with each other.
Right, exactly.
Damn it, Dennis.
Right, the gloves
And you
are
got to
off.
realize I get all my yelling out when I'm with my friends.
Putting you on fish
not
all
with
day. What
clients.
are you doing? There's nothing in the boat.
Right.
Come on.
Get tight, get tight. I like to yell a lot, but I don't do it with clients. I do it with my buddies.
Sucks when you're captain too, and you're not catching, and you're captain. And everyone's like, I would go here, or
I'd go. The
this.
fish are over there.
One day I
We
manned
need
up.
to
I
run
said,
north.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck you. We're going
Really?
here, and
What
you
are you
just better
basing
put the
that
fish
on?
in the boat
Yeah.
when you get on them. When I
Yeah.
put you on them, you just better put it in the boat. That's it.
I do. Man, what happened? You fucked up.
You dragged us too tight.
Yeah,
there,
you
buddy.
you mean what happened? You caught the fucking propeller.
You got impatient.
Yeah, you literally caught the outboard engine. Like, what do you
John's over
think's-
there looking at his phone. I think we're taking.
I had to
too long.
go. I had to go back and see this is the longest one. You guys beat the record.
All right.
All
And
right,
talking
come
about
on.
nothing. It's great.
Oh, you looked at
We're
flies?
filler time.
What was it?
2
We're not
hours
talking
and
about
4
nothing. We're
minutes.
talking about life.
Just put us as
That
filler
was your
time
goal
and
today, wasn't it?
Yeah, because when I was
Your goal
listening
today
last
was to
night,
break the record.
I looked at tournament talk and it was like an hour and a half, and I go, man, like, what the hell are we gonna talk?
Technically, the Jimmy Johnson.
But I forgot Harris was
three
gonna be
hours.
there, and
But that was multiple guests.
that was
Doesn't
multiple.
really
So what
count.
was up with the Jimmy Johnson? Was the audio like?
It's because of
was
the
tough
wi-
and- no,
the
it's-
Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
It was connected through Wi-Fi.
The audio was in and out though, was it not?
Yeah,
because
it
of
was
the
like
Wi-Fi.
it was like dude, and then stop, and then it was
That
like,
was your
The
man
problem-
bun you had. It was interfering with the thing.
The
Wait,
problem was
you-
that portion of the Hard Rock was still kind of semi under construction, and their Wi-Fi was kind of makeshift at the time.
I loved how Heather hated the man bun.
Hated it.
She's like, yeah, chop that.
What
shit
made you
up.
cut it off? By the way, you look
Heather?
nice. And
The
trim.
hairdresser's open back up.
That was
What do you mean? There was no one open.
I think he felt the pressure from Heather.
Well, Heather's my hairdresser, and she's the one that's in control of my hair. Listen,
different Heather.
Rule number
okay.
rule number one with being a man and getting haircuts. You find the
Now, Rich's
hottest
Heather?
You find the hottest. No, my hairdresser's name is Heather. Different Heather. Rule number one with being a man and getting haircuts. You find the hottest hairdresser you can, and you go, baby, what would look good on me? And this is what I told my hairdresser when I first time I met her. I was like, imagine you're
You
standing.
called her baby?
Yeah, I call everybody baby. I call you. What are you talking about? Yeah, baby. That's the thing. You go, if you're standing behind me in Publix and you're thinking, man, this guy's got a great ass, what would you see on the top of my head? That's like what I told her the first time. So then she's been in charge. And it was her idea for the man bun.
Yeah.
Which it worked pretty well. It won us some money.
It's the one shitty thing about
You
being
really
bald.
is that
Can't get
really what
haircuts
you said to
anymore.
her?
I said, if you were standing behind me in Publix and you go, this guy's got a great ass, and you looked up, what would you want to see?
You're kidding me, right?
Dead serious.
Don't answer the question. You're being baited.
Dead serious. That's where the man bun came from.
Being baited.
And my girlfriend was a big supporter on it
That's
too.
a good podcasting.
I
You're being
I did
baited.
not like it at all. I was like dreaming of the day I could cut it off. Like Caroline was a big fan of it. The hair and like a lot of the girls.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around the great ass line. That's the part that gets me.
You don't clearly know me.
You're
very
just
well.
assuming that the hairdresser is assuming that you have a great ass.
Well, I've been told that many times. That's why.
Have you?
Yeah. Seriously. What do you think this is?
All your Bud and Marys guys?
You don't
tell
go into
that?
a hair. Listen, you don't go onto a fishing charter and say we should go hit the 409 hump. That's where the fish are at. You go.
Man, this charter captain's got a great ass.
You go, hey, Cap, take me to the fish. I don't go into the hairdresser and tell her I want a mohawk. You say, take me to the fish. Do your job, you know? That's what they're good at. You don't go into the auto mechanic and say, my brakes are bad and I need a new solenoid. No, you go, hey, boss man, my car's acting funny. Will you fix it? Because if you say my brakes are bad, they're going to fix the brakes and charge you $2,000. You don't say that.
What does that have to do with you having a great ass?
You're still stuck on that. That's just what I
He
told.
lost me. He had a great ass too.
Yeah,
You better come back around with this, Charles. So
I
we can
just
wrap
don't.
this
I just
up.
don't understand. Like when you're going to get a haircut, and you're trying to explain to say if you're looking at a guy in Publix and he's got a great ass, how does that equate?
Putting the pieces together, like
I don't know,
how do
dude.
you want the final product?
She
to look? I
laughed.
don't know.
Yeah, she laughed and she thought it was funny. And then she
Yeah, it's
said,
supposed to be funny.
She goes, I think man buns are really hot. And I was like,
she did?
And I go,
Yeah,
Give
does
me
this
a-
explain it for you?
I said, give me a man.
Charles, you got a great ass right there. There you go.
That's where the whole man bun
I
came
know.
from.
I'm just basically,
And she was pissed when she cut it
you're
off.
just trying to tell the world that you have a great ass. That's pretty much what it comes.
No,
down
that
to.
was verbatim, word for word, how our conversation went and how the man bun was born.
So she's hot.
Smoking.
Who?
My hairdresser.
Oh, Heather.
I haven't gone to a hairdresser in like 10 years.
Me neither.
Who does it? Liz?
I've gone to the same barber since I was like 12 years old.
No,
I
really?
used to ride my bike to him. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep.
What's his name?
Jersey.
Jersey?
Yep. He's
So
from
what,
Jersey.
so you grew up in Boca and then went to school in Boca, so you just never switched hairdressers?
No, in Pembroke Pines.
I was just say because like I had to keep switching because when I went to school, I went to New York barbers a lot.
Yeah.
Nobody spoke a word of English in there, but they gave the best haircuts. Barbershops are the best, like $12. They'll
Yep.
do your beard and everything for like $14, and you're out, kind of deal. But the Keys is a little bit different. There's no barbershops down there, just hairdressers.
I let my hair grow out like once every 3 months and I just shave it off.
Just buzz it.
That's it.
I don't look good with a buzz head.
I just wear a hat every day. I've worn a hat every day since I was 12.
I
So what does it matter if I have hair or not?
Honestly, I try not to wear a hat too
Yeah,
much.
I don't wear them much.
I try.
Fuck up your hairline.
Yeah, I wear a hat a lot, but I really try not to. I do believe in that whole pulling your hair thing and whatnot. Or
I don't know. I mean, no one in my family's ever had a bald head.
You got good hair, right?
Yeah, I have decent hair. I got a widow's peak, but I've always had that since I was a kid.
Yeah, so that's where the man bun really got me was the widow's peak. Because you can't wear a hat with the bun, and I was like, oh, I'll just wear a visor. And you put the visor on your widow's peak.
Yeah, that's exactly why I don't ever wear a visor.
So I'm like, so now I envy the guys that are able to wear visors.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't do it. My widow's peak just fries.
No. Jesus Christ, this is what happens when you start getting in the hour two.
What do you want? You want an outline? So Dennis, what would you consider your day job? Painting or podcasting?
Or drinking.
Nope, just those two first choices.
Painting.
Don't quit your day job.
That's the worst. That's the worst. That's the worst thing.
I was giving you an outline for the podcast. It's we're the longest you've ever been. I was giving you a closure.
You just basically said that the podcasts are horrible.
No, I'm having a great time.
All right, this is great. We should do this next week.
We should do this afternoon.
You said
We should
don't
go to
quit your
lunch and
day
do it
job on
again.
the podcasting thing.
You were looking. You were like, well, "This is the longest podcast." I was giving you an out.
Could you imagine if me and Harris did this once a week? It would be the longest podcast every single time. That's how all our conversations go. They're
So
just
next
very
week we have
long.
Vicky Stark coming up, right?
Is she coming next week?
I don't know who's
Is Vicky coming next week?
It's just
I
coming.
think
One of
The real McCoy.
the Floridian
Is it
guys are coming.
the Florida Man crew, the
Yeah.
pelagic fishing team?
I think so.
You talking about the
Nate Klutznick.
Yeah.
Yeah, coming up on.
Nate's
Done with
coming
that
There
is.
next week.
Is it Nate? Nate and them coming up with the Florida Man crew coming up on the next episode.
Awesome shirts, by the way, on that one.
Thank you
I
very
love
much.
that one. Love it.
What do you
See,
tip?
they scheduled theirs for 3 o'clock to drink, but you guys just said fuck it. Started drinking at
Coming at 10.
10?
Right.
10.
So you started
I'm
in.
gonna have to.
Hey, I'm
show that
officially
to
on
Nate.
vacation.
You are.
I am officially on vacation. This is the start of it. I
Oh,
told Harris, I was
officially.
like, this is going to be great. Good way to kick it off.
We're going fishing this afternoon.
Yeah, we're out.
I'm very hurt that you said don't quit your day job at the podcast.
Listen.
today. You're making it sound like this is a shit show.
I love this show.
I think this is your best
Great.
episode yet.
Right?
You're very sensitive.
I am very sensitive.
You're like me.
This is where they start playing that cool Connected by Water music and you start smiling.
I have a sensitive side.
I think this might be your best one yet.
I agree.
I think you're incredible. I think we've elevated you to the next level today.
You think so? I think so too.
Do you guys
It's
get
all because of you guys?
Do you guys get pretty off the grid vulgar on this, or has there been some real heated conversations, or is this pretty you guys keep it very tight knit?
I don't get heated, man. I
Yeah.
really don't. I
Yeah.
mean, occasionally, I might go off on a topic for 30 seconds. I'm just laid back, dude. I don't get heated. I don't roll like that.
No, I'm saying you're.
I've seen him
it's-
get heated. He gets
It's
I'm talking about,
labeled as explicit, so
Okay.
That's
it's
because you're
not
dropping
censored or
motherfuckers
anything.
and stuff every now and
I'm
then.
not the only
That's
one. You
all
just
your
dropped it
fault.
right there. Hey, you were the first one to say. I always gauge somebody. I wait for the first person to drop the word, and all right, it's game on, baby. I'm never the first one to do it though.
Listen,
So he's gonna rewind the edit and be like,
I'm gonna tell
pick
you-
me out. He's like, yeah, he was the first one.
I'm gonna tell you right now. So our three main.
I don't curse on the boat, by the way.
Our three main causes on the show are clean water,
Amen.
supporting our veterans,
Yes.
right, and lately it's been the shark depredation issue and what we can do. about that.
It's all about the veterans, though.
Right. So there have been a few times where I've expressed my heart on that one. We joke about politics. We don't really take it too seriously on the show.
Press your
But-
heart on the Sharks or the.
What's
Although
that?
we have to right now.
Right now, you have to.
We have to take
Yeah,
politics serious.
You have to.
I can't. It's gonna be a shutout. I can't wait,
Landslide.
baby. Come on.
Landslide.
Let's get that economy. All I care about is the economy.
Stevie Nicks going to come out singing Landslide.
Right.
Democrats go home crying.
She's going to be wearing a Tekéze
The
for Trump
streams
hat.
heard around the world again. Here we go.
Have you seen the Tekéze for Trump hat?
What's coming? Ordered 60 of them.
Everybody needs
And he had the greatest idea
told
in the
me about
world.
it earlier.
You know the little swoosh over the E on the Tekéze?
Yeah.
He did 2 of them like golden,
Blonde.
golden
hair?
swirls.
Really? Oh my! Like the golden.
They
That's
would have been
great.
here last week. Thanks, Jenny.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. So, no, you're right. As much as we try to steer away from politics, you got to kind of talk about it. I mean, I mean, listen, the puppet that they're trying to put forward it's a joke, right? You can't really think this guy is any serious like clout, right? That's it. Right?
That's it.
Hey, Joe. How you doing,
Forgetful
Joe?
Joe.
Yeah, Sleepy Joe. And then just the pandering bullshit that they're doing on the left to try to propose these bills that are just going to try to, and all the, the BLM stuff and whatever. It's just driving me up a flipping
insane.
wall.
You know what they don't care about is the working man, us, the guys that trying to survive. Like, I live in a tiny ass apartment, like bills through the roof, trying to survive, and they don't care about ruining lives like ours,
Listen,
shutting it down. That's just what blows my mind because they're still profiting off of it. It's like I'm out here like grinding, trying to make money and like survive, and they don't care about ruining that at all.
Listen, they want to try to paint Trump as a racist, and they're so off. I just don't. Either you're productive or you're not. I think that's all he cares about.
Racism only exists because people talk about it. I don't look at it like that. It's color's color. I don't give a shit about it.
Right.
All lives matter.
Right.
I got friends from all different races. They're not racist. It's just they're friends. That's it. Period. The only reason it exists is because people stereotype and they talk about it like
Love
that.
all
Right.
good people. We got to make change.
That's it.
Let's make it with some common sense.
Exactly.
Period.
Exactly.
End of story. Don't matter where you come from, who you are. You're a good person. You're a good person. I don't discriminate.
1,000%.
And that's the thing.
1,000%.
Well, they keep bringing it up.
I know they
And
want
that's
to.
what-
They're trying to make mountains out of molehill, and trying to make something out of nothing. And it's you know why? It's all they got left.
Terrace is colorblind. He doesn't even see
Listen,
anything.
listen. It's all they have left because
I'm
they
a lefty,
they
I'm deaf in this
fail
ear.
on every other front.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
Right
the
in-
whole impeachment.
in the beginning. Listen, right as the day he got sworn in D.C., Antifa rioted in Washington, D.C. in those breaking windows, right? And it's been a shit show ever since. Right?
Yeah.
They tried to say the Russia hoax, and then they tried the Kavanaugh crap, and then they tried all the impeachment stuff and tried to get him on every other front. And legally, they failed in every aspect. And he's done nothing but move forward and strengthen this economy and strengthen our country. And here we are. They tried to throw a virus in his face, right? And when that didn't work, then all we had left was what? Hit him with racism.
Yeah.
Racism. That's all they've been fucking doing for the last 6 months.
You know what's crazy?
That's all they have left.
Is how you can go from
They're trying to win at every cost. And you know what? The morality of that is bullshit.
And whoever's in the office after November 4th, that's just not going to automatically fix racism.
Correct.
Everyone's got to fix that. Period.
Absolutely.
I didn't-
1,000,000%.
I honestly-
Racism sucks. Racism is bad.
Listen,
It's horrible.
Obviously, it still existed.
But you're trying to run your entire freaking platform on it and try
Yeah.
to tell people that there's something that they're not. That's wrong.
Okay, so it's always existed, but I don't think it was a real problem until it was advertised. It's
agree.
almost like it was forgotten about,
Well, isn't that the whole point? Just
Yeah.
like forget about it, and move on.
Yeah.
Okay, please. Let's just all just move forward.
To move forward.
When we were younger, what did they always say? Colorblind, colorblind, colorblind. That's all they used to try to pump into you. Okay, fine, colorblind. Now all they want you to do is see color.
I just love guys like Morgan Freeman and stuff like that, what they talk about.
Stop
And then-
talking about it,
Yeah,
right?
stop talking about it.
Listen,
They're like, you can be that or you can be this. You decide.
my kids, we
don't
never
believe it.
talked about it in the house, right? So they grew up just seeing people for people, right? And that's how they grew up because we made that conscious decision to say, you know what? We're not even going to talk about it. We're not going to say racism is bad. We don't want to put ideas in their head that don't exist.
Yeah.
So we're just saying, you know what? Let's just roll them out with people, and they have friends of every color and background and everything like that, and they never questioned it once.
I never did either growing
Until
up.
all this bullshit started coming out in the news and they start seeing it on TV and now they start asking us questions like, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do
Yeah.
you mean? And we're like, we don't know what they're talking about.
Yep.
Just go on being you.
Yep. It's just crazy how everybody envied the guy for being a successful bachelor playboy billionaire, you know, and now he's like the most hated guy in the world. But don't let anybody listen to this podcast think that like I'm Trump. I'd vote Democrat and stuff like that too. It's all in the best favor of the country and you know whatnot. But obviously, he's the best favorite right now.
We're all connected by water.
I don't think he likes water.
We're all connected by water. So, all right, cool. Well, listen, we're gonna phase this out. All right, you broke the record, Charles. All right, mission accomplished.
Listen, I'm not here for a long time. I'm just here for a good time. I just want to be remembered.
Right, we got our new sharks, the
Yeah,
addition
new
to the
baby
room.
sharks.
Right,
Emily and Amanda.
right. Oh, that's right, Emily.
Baby sharks.
Right. So they'll be happy to see. Right, and we'll put them right there. And then, John, good to have you back.
Thank
we
you,
took
John.
a couple weeks
Thank you.
off. Right,
Longest
and,
episode on Connected by Water
longest
podcast.
episode,
Come on,
historically
baby.
speaking, on Connected by Water.
There you go, man. That guy can talk.
Yeah, I want to give a last minute shout out to our good friend Pete Accardi. They had their first kid.
Yes, saw that.
Right.
awesome.
So shout out to the Accardi family.
Pete Accardi tattoo right
Yep.
here. First tattoo.
Yep. So Pete Accardi is an artist friend of the studio. So very, very much a congratulations to the Accardi family. I want to send a congratulations to the Rhodes family. The Rhodes family had, I think, their 27th baby, something like that. They got a lot of kids. I lost count, Brandon. I'm sorry. Congratulations to them as well. So, that's it, right? We're good.
That was killer.
Life's
Yeah.
about the ride. Enjoy
Nice
it,
about the
baby.
ride, right?
Yeah.
Go fishing.
All about the ride, baby.
Yeah. So your ego is not your amigo. Always do your best and let God do the rest.
You want me-
Like that.
You want me to
I
do
like
You
that.
want me to do my exit?
This is how I end every show, right? And remember that if you're hungry, which I know you are, why don't you go check out our friends over at Papa's Raw Bar, right? Papa's
Yeah,
Raw
I'm
Bar,
supposed to be
Papa's.
blessed with that appearance today. I know Harris is a busy guy, but I'm calling him out right now on live podcast. Someone told me about Papa's.
We're going to
Well,
Papa's tonight.
you have-
Troy, get the cherry stone clams ready.
You have to check out the Connected by Water sushi menu. The entire sushi menu is the Connected by Water sushi
I got a
menu.
friend told me
Tekéze's on there.
Tekéze is
Yeah.
the roll.
There-
Maybe
There's a
we'll hit
Tekéze
the
roll.
maybe we'll hit the taco truck at Papa Amigos and then hit Papa's.
That's a great idea.
I've never seen or tasted any of this. So, I mean, I'm just along for the ride, baby.
I think we need a John roll, but I'm just saying.
A John roll.
Yeah, I think we need a John roll.
What would you
I'll
have?
think of something.
What would you have in your roll?
Slot snook.
Hopefully cream cheese.
Hot snook. Some sort of.
Is there a
Isn't it-
snook roll at all ever? in the
No,
world?
you cannot sell or buy
Yeah,
snook,
yeah.
which is absolutely insane. Because
So Snooki roll, Jersey special.
She's already a roll.
On that note,
And then, listen, if you are in the market for a truck or a vehicle, go see our friends at Joey Accardi, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. They will hook you up. Talk to my man, Dean.
love a ram.
Right, love her.
did Joey get his new 8CB?
Not yet. Not yet.
I keep driving by his house. I'm like, ooh, when's it coming? When's it coming?
Yeah.
There's like, you do realize there's no HCBs left at Plantation.
Yeah, no, they're
all
actually the rumor is I don't know exactly where it is, but
No more
the-
Yamahas,
the,
nothing.
the world class facility is going to be up here in Fort Lauderdale somewhere, and I've heard they could put 30 55 pluses sitting in there, so it's going to be off the hook.
In the water?
It's going to be incredible. Yeah,
Interesting.
in the water.
Because they only had like 5 or 6 at the old place.
They're coming. They're coming strong. It's going to be interesting. It's
So
gonna be fun.
Blackwater now has that place.
Yeah, I think they got a few boats there. Yeah, it's across the
It's
street
like
from my house.
Mercury's and Blackwaters and Invincibles or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's totally changed.
But if you're in the market for a Ram truck, you go see Joey,
Joey.
Ram's the only way to go.
right? Or if you
Ram
want
tough.
a Jeep, or if you're looking for a nice like Hemi Challenger or a Hemi, what's the other one? There's the Challenger, there's the Charger, right? And those things are badass. You get those SVTs, sick.
How's your truck running?
The truck's running like a dream.
How many miles you got on the thing now?
About 6,000.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I need to bring that in for service and get our first service done.
Yeah, it's lived a long life.
I live like 5 minutes from the studio. I mean, it's really.
I know,
just
that's why I've been
yeah.
looking at a new truck. When you live like this close.
Have you been looking at a new truck? What kind of truck you
I
have
See
now?
Joey Accardi.
I got a Dodge, baby. Come
You
on.
got a Dodge. See, everybody we bring in here is got a
Dodge
Dodge.
has hands down the nicest truck made, 100%.
I have to tell you, honestly, I've never had a Dodge before this. I've had like I've had Tacomas, I've had, Ford F-150s, I've had GMCs and everything like
Shit.
that, right? I stepped into this Dodge because of our situation with Joey, and I'm driving this thing. Oh, this is the best vehicle, not only just truck.
my
I've
second
owned
one.
BMWs and everything.
they're
This is the
good trucks.
best vehicle that I've ever owned in my entire life.
They're good
BMWs.
trucks.
What'd you do
This thing's
before this?
sick. What's that?
So what'd you do before
I used to be a
this?
corporate executive, my friend.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Painting?
No, well, yeah, creative. I used to be a creative director, executive
BMW.
creative director for a billion-dollar company. But yeah, in a former life.
Former life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway,
They're
I
good
like you
trucks.
drinking at 10 a.m. on a
I
Tuesday.
stopped trying to take myself so seriously. So
No, hands down, definitely
now
best.
I just decided to live a life that's connected by water. Now that's it.
Dodge is definitely the way to go.
I love my
Maybe
Ferrari.
Now we just gotta get rid of that Tundra.
That's the Harris's nickname is Another Level.
Another level.
That's his rap name, Another Level.
Yeah.
I love my Ferrari, but I don't like the Ferrari service calls.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Here's
Change
the
oil.
Dodge.
Here's the Dodge.
Connected by water. No matter where we are, no matter what we're doing, we're always connected by water.
Take it easy.